Hello, everybody. How we doing today? What's
What?
up? So, yeah, Jacob, I'm sorry. You be strong, but I'm on the flip side of that. I'm sad. Tomorrow's Rory's first day of school, of real school. Like she's done 2 years of not real school. I mean, it was real school. It was done by the government, but like, you know, it's a lot of finger painting. You know.
That's school. Okay. I mean, like, what do we do in school? I mean, we just use our fingers to paint words.
I won't lie. I'm pretty excited. The last class she has on Thursdays, which is the day I pick her up from school, is art. So I get to see like all the cool stuff. I'm like, yeah, I get art day.
There's a win.
She starts the day with Spanish because she has Spanish 3 times a week as a kindergartner, which is insanity to me.
That's impressive. That's insane for
Right?
your part of their country. For your part of the country,
It's so cool.
because there's no Spanish taught in. We had like Spanish once a week in third grade only.
Well, you guys had it that young. We didn't. I don't know about you, Nick, but
No.
we didn't have it that young.
There's one teacher, and then they quit the following year, and we never had Spanish again.
Spanish was an elective, as far as I recall. Spanish was an elective starting in middle school, which, depending on where you live in the country, is about 5th grade. So,
Oh,
about
Yes,
sixth for
I
you.
got to choose though. I did French.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So we had the elective Spanish or French or neither, and you do something else instead,
Yeah,
like
I
music
did
or
bands.
art or home ec.
I wish I did something more useful with my life, but I did band. I played trombone for 3 years, and I sucked ass all 3 years, and I've never touched it since.
So wait a second. You did
Do you
dance.
own
You
one?
said.
Bands.
Oh, band. I was gonna say. I thought you were saying dance. Like that's where you got your Zumba skills. So what instrument?
No, trombone.
Oh.
I can
Okay.
still probably play it. It would just take a couple, 30 minutes to get used to blowing in it again.
See, now I want to play like a bard character whose name is Trum and make like a lot of jokes.
And his last name is.
Is he going to be a little rusty?
Oh,
My trombone was legitimately a little rusty. Okay.
Oh no, please,
Okay.
no.
So the context here. My trombone.
In context to your rusty trombone.
No.
It was my trombone was
Just tell me
older
how
than
much
me.
you sucked ass.
It
at
was
the rusty
older than
trombone.
me.
I just-
My trombone, none in high school. Okay, I didn't play band in high school.
Oh yeah, not in high
God.
school. That's good.
But my trombone was older than me. It was my dad's trombone when he was in middle school, and he played it through high school.
This is getting worse. It's
So-
getting worse. This is writing itself, guys.
This isn't
Fanfic
getting
writes
worse.
itself.
This is only getting worse if you guys are fucking weird. Okay, listen.
I just like.
Oh god.
Am I really a bad person? If so,
Yes.
makes it that easy.
Yeah.
I
You
don't-
are. You know.
So can we talk about the elephant in the room for a second? Is anybody here aware of what happened on Friday?
Yes. I read,
Yeah,
I
actually.
read the Discord. The Discord was miming that really hard.
Nick, you probably don't know.
I was camping.
No, it's good. It's good. I don't expect, and you don't watch any of the other ones. So I was streaming with Messi and Rena without the most exciting person, which is Tyler. So please forgive me. I was very tired. It had been a very long week or whatever. And so we took a break at about 11, and I went upstairs to get myself coffee. And while I was preparing the coffee, I sat on the couch and woke up a little over 2 hours later when eventually somebody got a hold of Eric, who called Brittany, who woke her up at 1 a.m. to come and wake me up and inform me that my stream was still going and that I was sleeping upstairs on the couch.
That's
It
beautiful.
happens.
So, sorry about that. So, it's rough. So anyways, sorry everybody. Thank you for your patience. I came downstairs, like view count doubled, and I was like, wow, my away screen is more entertaining than me.
Hmm.
That's
Well, the meme of someone being asleep while stream on is probably more funny than normal content.
but it was like the away screen. It wasn't like it was empty share stream or something like
That would have been empty chair stream would have made it like 10 times better.
yeah, it would have been really rough. But I swear there's got to be like a way to like give somebody access to like shut down the stream for me from afar. You know what I mean? There kind of is. If like, let's say for instance, I gave I don't know, my brother William, my Twitch like name and like if he was able to access my Twitch, he can go live with his phone for 10 seconds with like the camera and like, everything muted or whatever, and then end the stream, and that would kick me off the stream over here, and then he would end the stream over there. Like that's actually a way of doing it, but like that's the only way I can think of to do it, because even if you wanted to like remote access a stream deck, you have to be on the same Wi-Fi as like a protective feature. You know what I mean? So, you know, I don't know. So
Yeah, be like that.
yeah. So I blame Joey. So would somebody like to pick us up where we left off last week? Jake, I know you've been waiting for the session all week.
I think Jake should do it.
I think Jake should recap what happened last week briefly, though. You don't have to go. You don't have to do a Cell 25-minute breakdown like somebody didn't just watch the VOD. Guess this is totally
I don't
on
watch
you.
the VOD.
Remind me of the start. I don't remember the start of the session.
The session literally started with you guys going into the event.
All right. So we started in the it was the pre-event, right? Because Cell had to sneak in or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Cell sneaks in. There's a head in on a tray or something.
I have it at one point in time. Yeah, it was a head in a basket.
Yeah, head in a basket. Yeah. Same basket I
A bowl-
used.
it was actually not technically a basket. I think it was
Crabs
technically
later.
it was technically a
bowl.
bowl. Yeah. Yeah.
It was specifically you said bowl, which I thought was a
Bowl.
little weird.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. It was not a
Alright, so
basket.
there
It
was
was a
a-
bowl.
There's a head in a bowl, which turned out to be the last remaining heir to the old lady that
wants
Nick
to
was
bone Nick.
tuning. Then
Last remaining heir at the moment.
Oh, oh no. No, that's her grandchild.
I want. Ask a question after.
I can see Jake's character being that way. Be like, I remember what you used to look like. I could just imagine that. You know, like, I can see Jake's character being all in. He's probably older than her anyways. You know what I mean?
Naren's got some
He is
deep-seated
older.
mommy issues, a little abandonment going in there.
Does Naren need
Edible?
help?
There's edible complex. Oedipus complex.
Edible complex.
Well, it is edible.
Oh,
It's the
I
Oedipus
was gonna
complex.
say-
I was confused with Rena. Sorry, go ahead.
Varix has an edible complex.
Oh no.
Anyways, go
so
ahead.
then we discerned that it was some religious killing to Drozum by some guy that is like a plains pirate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
More or less. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then we went to the event where Nick went pretty well. He did pretty good. Then it was my turn. Cell wanted to go, but I insisted. And he wished me bad luck because that's
I
what
did not.
bad friends do.
I did not.
And,
wish that luck. This is lies.
So because of that, and that negative energy coming from Cell, I started out pretty strong, and then we did well, and we failed critically on my intimidate check. That's where we left off. And I want to point out, all right, let's point this out. This isn't a curse or a trump, Scott. All right.
This is a critical fail.
Cell got like 2 of those, and just got some backhanded comments. So let's not go too hard now, all right?
Stell's also the fan favorite. Like,
That's the main character.
like I have to. He's the minstrel that people just find entertaining. You know what I mean? Like,
It's all right. I'm gonna say I'm gonna
he's
save
NPH.
it with my Fortune's favor dance. Everything's gonna be saved. Okay, there we go. And
Who
that's
gave you
the
that
recap.
fortune's favor? Do you remember?
Steve,
Was it Steve?
I think so.
I think
Okay.
so too. Sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Well, Steve's having a rough week, so I have to honor it. There we go. Steve's having a rough
Well, you
week.
have to
so I
honor it anyway, right? That's
What's
that's
going on
what
with
the agreement
Steve?
was.
All right?
Discord. He lost someone in his family this past week, unfortunately. So
Oh.
yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, just sad. So much love to Steve
Yeah.
and his family. All right. And the other people around Auckland, be safe because you guys had some crazy shit out there. I mean, not some America tier crazy shit, but you know, crazy shit for you guys. So be safe out there. Did you hear about that, Nick? In
Nope.
Auckland, so in New Zealand, they had a mass stabbing.
Oh,
So wild, genuinely tragic and bad, and glad nobody died or anything like that. If it was the United States, it'd be like, you know, a 50 millimeter Gatling gun mounted on the back of a Jeep that has like balls hanging off the back of it. You know, kind of like,
no, man. Nobody's working right now because they're all getting lazy benefits, so they can't afford ammo. Okay.
Ammo is crazy expensive, though.
You think
I
they
know.
didn't already have ammo stored up?
So, I mean, either way, ammunition does eventually expire, though. Like, the gunpowder can get wet or whatever. So, if you have it in bad conditions,
It takes
Yeah.
a while.
You got to keep it in a dry box, technically.
but
If
either
you're,
way,
if you're practicing good gun safety, your kids don't shoot people.
If you're practicing good gun safety, your ammo is in a stored area that is dry.
Yeah.
That also has a lock on it.
Your ammo should only get wet when it enters somebody's body. There we go.
like an animal, like Bambi's body,
Like,
or a target, or a target
No,
at the shooting range.
You shouldn't be shooting Bambi. Bambi's a child deer. You don't kill the youngs. You kill the older ones.
Bambi when he grows up, is the you see that rack? He was like a 10-pointer.
And
What?
yeah, you
I'm
kill
so
the old
confused.
ones if you don't want it to taste good.
I never watched Bambi. Not gonna lie. Whatever the movie was called.
Bambi.
Oh, I never watched it. I haven't watched a lot of movies.
I got it as an Easter gift when I was like 4 or 5. Yeah. Anyways. Anyways, so the fuck, where were we? Sorry. Game.
We were
So-
recapping Jake's stance.
Yeah. Jake tried to intimidate somebody and realized he was Jake.
I actually succeed most of the time at that. Thank you.
Well, I say
believe
Jake
you,
has 2
Jake.
more roles for chat.
Ignore it.
I don't have 2 more rolls.
Oh, no. I
Chat-
scrolled up and I just saw it written there. Oh,
Chat was
speaking of
lying to me.
Steve.
Feeling.
See, actually, there he is. All right, well, I hope it was a
you do
beautiful
well, bud.
service for your for your nan. So be well, man. So anyways, so the intimidate check. Remind me, you were playing the person that you were interacting with. You had gone up specifically to one of the, not one of the high clans. Actually, it was a group of the lower clans. So you went up to a group of the lower clans, and you had originally kind of like tried to dazzle them with a little bit of magic. Tried to dazzle them with a little bit of magic, and then you had Aurorum kind of come over and talk about. So first you identified who to talk to, had Aurorum kind of identify out the best way to talk to him and whatnot, dazzle them with a little bit of magic to make things kind of work out there, and then you tried to intimidate them with your magical display. Is kind of what it was, to like show them exactly how powerful you are. Like, oh, I'm going to be big and stuff like that. I'm so scary. The problem is when you went and made yourself larger to intimidate yourself, what ended up happening was the area where you ended up like bumping your head into like an area where they had like a chandelier kind of hanging down, and because you like bumped your head, you like stumbled for a second, but because you also activated your rage as part of how you described it last week, it was one of those things where you got so pissed you ended up grabbing the chandelier. Like, well, I'll let you describe how you,
I have seen shit like that before.
right? You just like grab the chandelier,
That's too true. That hits home for a lot of people that have anger issues.
right? Instead of grabbing the thing and you just go like rip it down, and it ends up like just putting a hole in the ceiling, and it just like makes this like glass shatter everywhere. And it was less like intimidating because you're like big and scary, and more like, yeah, all right, bro. Like, you know, so unfortunately it didn't scare anybody, but it was definitely effective and got everybody's attention. So with everybody's eyes on you, glass shattered across the entire room that you're in. You're large-sized and enraged. You realize that maybe what you were trying to do is not really working out. And this is when you decide. to turn a negative into a positive. All eyes on you. You take 2 steps to the middle of the floor.
Drums start playing in the distance.
Oh boy. And Jake, you get to describe. I mean, you can dismiss the spell at will. So I imagine after you like have, the stretches, whatever it is you're doing, getting kind of into it, others seeing the way that you're stretching and whatnot, your clansmen that are meant to be there for the part of the other members of your clan, end up seeing what you're doing, make their way over because they know what their part is in this. They end up going across to join your dance. Did you catch that too, Sal? You got that too. Okay. I was like, no.
Phrasing matters. Phrasing matters with the Ashen one.
Oh god, I'm so bad. So anyways, and then it's one of those things. One of them, of course, stops by, has the music start, and Jake, you actually get to describe what the Densho dubstep is like.
I didn't know. I didn't think of the dance.
Jesus Christ!
What was it?
Steve trying to one-man hype train over here? Jesus Christ!
Can it just be Gangnam Style?
I just want Jake's song to start like, eyes look from across the room.
Oh god, this is so
Oh yes! Yes!
Oh boy.
Boiled goose. Oh my god, that's so good. Oh my god.
This is peak.
I
Nothing will beat this.
mean, the closest thing I imagine. There was some suggestions, but we're gonna go in honor of
gonna watch
the
that
New
song,
Zealand hype
Jake.
train that's coming in right now.
Yep.
Definitely a Haka-esque type thing.
Okay, so you want to go with like a Haka style, which makes sense because obviously
what?
Haka is represented.
A what? I don't know what that is.
Oh, you don't? Jake, I'll
Oh,
allow
you
you to
don't?
describe. It's from the Maori and other similar peoples. Go ahead.
Just look up Haka. I mean,
honestly,
it wasn't like a. It's just look it up. You'll see.
Oh Jesus Christ, we're going to go level 5?
Holy shit.
Okay, somebody might be getting a level 3 NPC today, boys. So anyways, Haka is it's like a ritualistic pre-battle warriors
see.
dance done between, I believe, the Maori and other.
Oh, it's a Maori dance.
Yeah.
I know what this is. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I mean, I honestly, it was one of those things where I didn't know what it was called, but I had seen like it-ish on like certain famous people on like red carpets or whatever, you know what I mean? But then after they talked about it so many months ago, I Googled it and watched it. I won't lie. There's some really cool wedding ones, like ones at the weddings. And because it's like genuinely like an important ceremonial thing, like you see like the brides like sobbing, like with genuine like happiness. Cause it's like people being inducted into like their family. And anyways, it's pretty cool. So anyways, Jake, you want to do that style, which is pretty badass.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, if I remember correctly, with a typical Haka, though obviously not on like say a soccer field, with a typical Haka, doesn't the leader usually have like a weapon in hand? Is that part of like how it goes? Like usually it's like a stick or something like that.
The only,
at least from the ones I've watched.
I mean, the Haka that I'm familiar with is like the ones that the New Zealand Warriors do, like before they play Australia. And
Rosin,
like,
I'm from
all
the
that
United
stuff.
States. We don't have the same cultures out this way.
Also, in high school, we had to do the Haka, and we didn't
Oh,
have
that's cool.
weapons in hand. So,
Well,
I'm not,
I mean, yeah.
I would hope.
I mean, we're Australia. We're stealing New Zealand culture. It's okay. No, they're used to it by now.
And you percentage yours. Yeah, true.
Oh, it's not for the Aboriginal people as well. I'm genuinely ignorant in this. The
Different-
Aboriginal people do not do similar things as well.
They do, but it's
Not
They're
the same.
different, like-
Gotcha.
They're different
I
like
don't know,
culture
yeah.
groups entirely.
Oh no, I get that. But
So-
the continent, the places are so close to one another. I didn't know if there was any similarities. That's why I'm asking, because I
They're-
genuinely don't know.
They're close, but not
It is
close.
the other side of the planet, so I genuinely don't know. All right, cool. So you're doing this ceremonial ritual, like, or dance, that is supposed to showcase like the warrior nature of your people, but more importantly, what it's supposed to showcase to the other Kajinksi Karak is more of a reminder of the old ways. As a reminder as to all the things that made you guys wonderful, powerful, and everything in the very recent past. But more importantly, it's also because of the certain steps and whatnot in the dance are kind of like harken to the battles you'd have to make against the undead. It's also very real for those that understand it, which these are all cultured people here, right? They understand that it's a very real reminder of the significance of your old ways today and how it still keeps them alive and well today, the significance of Clan Densho, and so on and so forth. So it is, again, as a Fortune's favor that was dropped for you beforehand, you turn your natty one into something that you hard blundered, but you use the big scene to kind of pull attention over and turn it into this thing. It wasn't a smooth transition, but I had all eyes on you. Either way, and it's kind of like a reminder and really gets conversation going. You're obviously in the middle of getting your groove on. So Nick and Cell, if you guys could go ahead and roll me sense motive checks, please, to kind of like feel the pulse of the room. I'm going to look up the DC for that again. Sense motive. Hi, Rena. Don't worry, I'm awake.
Question.
Answers.
I'm activating Aaliyah's sociable trait for the advisor thing. The socialite.
Well, you want to use her socialite now?
Well, this is the whole outing. So it's my question is does it apply to all checks in this outing as in
On
this
interactions with the attendees during that outing? So it's sense motive or diplomacy.
Oh, then I'm using it for diplomacy. Never mind that.
Okay. No problem.
What's my sense motive?
So it's a DC 20, which Nick absolutely crushed with a natty 20 and beating it by 5.
Good. Getting the bad rolls out early. That's what I need.
You're sitting there in the corner with how things played out, and you're just over there in the corner going, cringe. Oh, cringe. Zoomer, cringe.
I learned his dance, actually. Remember? From Pete?
You know, it was a transition in. It was supposed to be so smooth. It was supposed to be like ice instead of this glass on the floor, you know? So cringe. Scroll down, roll 20 chat. Sorry, guys. I have 2 roll 20 chats open. My apologies. So, so either way, you unfortunately aren't able to get a good feel of the situation. Nick, however, what you're able to see is that the way that they're kind of like prostrating themselves, before Vroga and kind of like his people to him, as like, again, showing them the old ways and whatnot, you're able to see that this is actually really showcasing a lot of what makes them as powerful as they are. Like you can see like big bulging muscles and warrior stances and big loud battle cries that echo through the chambers and out and beyond and whatnot. You can really get that this is having an impact on the people here. And you can even see that, like, not only does it have an impact, and you can see that others are like really in tune with it, and it resonates with them. With everybody, no, we'll get to that in a second. But with the ones that are really in tunes with, there are others that actually know this dance because of the significance of it from before, because, Jake's old as shit. So they remember the dance that, Grandpa used to do. Like it's almost like if someone was to go in vogue. Like if Rena went like this, we know she learned it from Grandma. So anyways, you see others actually jumping into the dance as well, which is pretty awesome. Cool, level 4 hype train. You guys are gonna we'll get an NPC for you guys. Oh, it's like a cat in a hood. So anyways, they're jumping into it, and it's really kind of like showcasing how amazing they are, and there's others that are kind of like joining in to show how the strengths or whatever. But back to what I was saying to you with your natty 20 and your 25 there, Nick. You did notice that there are others that specifically did not jump in to the dance as well, and I have to go look at my map here.
Was it Clan Vok?
Clan Vok, you said?
Yeah.
Clan Vok has actually been amicable with Nick, remember?
Yeah. Well, our characters, we haven't learned of the positive relations, I don't believe.
No. But so it wasn't Clan Vok. However, Wolfmaw And can you believe it? Can you believe it? Nope, sorry. Zinquin. I had to scroll over a little more. Zinquin. Absolutely did not.
Which one's Wolfmog? That's the one like
along the forest
Okay.
border with Nick.
yeah,
Mhm.
it's the allies of Vok, the ones that
Correct.
are particularly pestering us.
And chat, I can tell you guys a funny story sometime about places where Scott has fallen asleep while having company over.
I mean, I've fallen asleep all. Listen, I get tired and I pass out.
Remember the time I drove to Maine?
No. I don't. Are you talking about that time that we played Mass Effect on New Year's?
Did we?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
muted
For some reason, you're muted. I don't know what happened. I don't know. I remember we had a pleasant evening. It was New Year's, so we were celebrating New Year's. But we also got Dave, you, Mike, Aaron, Eric, and myself. Brittany was playing tabletops at the time as well, together, and we played the homebrew Mass Effect TTRPG at the time. Yep, I remember that. I still have that campaign. I think on Obsidian Portal. I think.
Yes. And the Scott.
There's something wrong with his microphone. I'm sorry. I don't know what's happening. I don't know. So moving on. You definitely captivate the audience with that one.
You're so bad.
So you definitely captivate the audience that one, Jake, and kind of like sway most of the crowd over. Nick, you see the ones that do not. And Cell is off in the corner cringing, like Nosferatu, like. Awesome. Sorry. You want me to free little Nikki? So
My stories aren't free, chat. And it turned out to be like one of the. I'm waiting for him to be like the 7th or 8th time I've had to carry Scott half naked back into his house.
that's where I fell asleep in the driveway.
In the driveway.
That's
New
right.
Year's Eve in
On
Maine.
New Year's, in the middle of the winter, I fell asleep in the driveway in Maine. I forgot about that. Oh, I'm trying to remember. Was I clothed?
You were in a towel. I believe.
I didn't think I was clothed. I didn't think I was clothed. I was in a towel passed out outside on New Year's Eve in Maine. Jake, as a reminder, New Year's Eve here is very cold, especially up north. Because your
Yes,
New Year's
Josh.
Eve is very warm. So
Yeah,
I just had to clarify.
yeah,
But
I get it. I get what you're saying.
I think he understands the conversion here. It's just you flip the year this season.
I just had to make sure he understood. So
Mhm.
yeah.
So
I get what you're putting down. Don't worry, I get you.
It's okay, Nick. At least you were fed well. You had a delicious dinner. It gave you the strength to pick me up. You're good. It's all good. Let's move on.
So what happens with the stance?
Yeah, it's absolutely sway. I mean, he already had successes prior, so he's absolutely swaying a lot of people over and getting more talking about the old ways and whatnot, and people wanting to kind of work with Densho. You know what I mean? With the warriors, the way that you train them there, kind of like wants to hear like the stories of what kind of happens down south. It's a reminder of who the Ashen Orc is and the significance of him. And you're not just an old relic. Like, you can move, boy. You know what I'm saying?
Still got it.
Yeah, still got it. So, you know what's funny, Nick, is did you know my mom got diagnosed with narcolepsy? Is that the right one? Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that's actually she realized that the reasons why she takes it's either Adderall or Concerta, I don't remember which one. She actually takes it not because of ADHD. She actually takes it because of narcolepsy. It keeps her from falling asleep. Yeah. I was a thing that was diagnosed like 4 years ago, 3 years ago, something like that. 3 years ago, maybe. Yeah. So I don't know. Apple tree. Oh, Tyler's alive. Hey, Tyler. How you enjoying Texas? Get all them rights down there? Yeah, look at you, cisgendered white male. You get all your rights down in Texas, don't you? Better feels good. Better feels good.
The cringe. I'm seething. Oh my god. I feel it in my shoulders.
Tyler's
Ooh.
like,
it's so
why
bad.
do I show up here?
Oh god, the cringe. Like,
No.
my joints.
I hate it here. Yep, I know. Most people hate it here. Don't forget to follow Apocalypto underscore 12, but I know all of you already do. All right, so back to where we were. So it actually goes very successfully. Okay. Kudos. Jake. And Nick, you're able to kind of like really pick this up. You're able to kind of like see how the sway goes in this scenario. One of the other people I do want to point out that because of what we kind of like heard earlier, one of the other past 2 sessions or whatever, is there was a bit of attitude that you heard coming from, though specifically to clan Shadow, but you actually see that one of the clans that jumped in and joined on the dance as well happened to be clan Throne. Thank you. Clan Throne actually did as well, because being as close to the
I got
border
on with
as
that
they
guy.
were.
You know,
Yeah.
he was all right.
Yep.
He was a nice dude.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah,
But he was doing Shadow. So.
We're rivals, obviously, because we're occupying the same place in the market of Kajiksit, right?
Yeah. Well, they're occupying. You're looking up and hoping
Well,
one day.
I am going to take over. Okay.
You're the guy at the beginning of the song Handlebars. Like one day.
I'm
day.
the upstart, okay?
Yeah.
But my benefit is that I have way more agricultural space than they do, so
Was that song too old for Cell?
I don't know what song you're mentioning, so.
No! I just realized that because that's like a post-high school song for me.
Post-high
That song
school?
was too old.
Was I
for
born
Cell.
yet?
Oh! It hurts! It hurts!
I was probably born. I mean, you're not 40, so.
Oh, God. So, you know, I can ride my bike with no handlebars. No handlebars.
There, no,
Oh, no.
nah.
Well, either way, you should genuinely listen to that song. It's a really good song. It's a good song. Like, jokes aside, after the stream, I'll make you listen to it. So, now we're going to go to Cell's turn.
Yeah. Okay, I'm ready.
So, with your character, you had to choose the 5 different ways you're going to do the rolls. You can choose any number of skills up to 5. Any skills you choose, you can only roll a maximum of 2 times. And your advisor can aid you the maximum of 2 times along the way, or they can supplement the skill for you.
So, first thing I'm gonna go off banging, okay? I'm gonna go and impress the Empress, okay? The Kroga. Gonna diplomacy them.
You're going to go.
Look at you with your ridiculously high
fucking
diplomacy mod, mate.
I'm going.
I'm
Okay.
going straight for her.
I'm going right now. All right?
He walks up to her. He's like, I will lick the bottom of your feet if you step on my chest. And she, like, full in.
So to calculate, to get the bonuses going, okay?
Yep.
Aaliyah's socialite ability gives me +4.
Yep. Rena, don't be surprised.
Winifred's wisdom gives me a +5.
Yep. Oh, you got Winifred's wisdom. Who gave him Winifred's wisdom? Who gave that to him?
It was last session.
Who gave it to him?
This is why I wanted to go so bad, okay? And then I get a +2 for my
Shut up,
perfume.
you. Trying to see who it was. Full lock. Full lock. Who gave it to you?
So, do you want to know my modifier or should I just roll?
I don't even see who it is. God damn it. Snaga.
All right,
You know
I'm
what?
gonna-
I don't want to hear your modifier. I just want to be angry with you. Okay.
Yes! Oh my god! I rolled so high. 45. Yeah, this is what I've been waiting for. This is everything I wanted.
Well, I
This is
think the Empress is going to step on you now, so.
This is everything I wanted, chat. Okay, I've been thinking of this. I've been dreaming of the high roll because this is super good. Oh my god, that's a 45, Scott. I'm glad I had to roll that sense motive. It took up that 3. Holy shit. I would have convinced the god with that roll.
First and foremost, let me ask this question.
Yeah.
Do you have any additional modifiers you're not familiar with?
That's a good question.
I know. That's why I asked it. You're welcome.
Do I get a bonus for
Wait, hang on, hold up. This is more important. Did my eyes just deceive me, or is Rena giving Scott Daddy's dice?
Did you really?
No, she definitely didn't.
Okay.
I don't know about that one.
Chat saying, Rosin said.
I see what it says, because Jake deserves it. She got the, she gave some Twitch chat pool of luck. I see that.
Chat saying she did.
Chat's lying.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Either way,
Must have been a trick of the screen, hey?
So
it probably was.
Do I get an additional bonus for having the perfume matching the outfit because of the extra work I did with that?
Oh, well, did that ever apply?
I only had the +2 from the perfume alone, but I wasn't sure if you would give one because of the.
Yep, give me 1 second.
together.
Give me 1 second.
Because the perfume gives me a
cracks
+2.
appearing in the true stem there for a minute.
Because
there,
if I can get a +1, I will roll a luck dice.
Spreading all along.
If I get a +1, I will roll a luck dice to have a 25% chance of getting a 50.
Give me 1 second, okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
So I see perfume or cologne gives the bonus, but I'm trying to see about.
Well, I wasn't sure if you would just give one.
No, I know, because you actually specifically. No, I get it. Believe me.
I spent time and money on
I
this,
understand.
okay?
You stop begging. Stop begging. I gotta double check.
Okay.
Starting to sound like Tyler with all these asks.
Very few and far between do I ask for something as a +1. I take it how it is most of the time. But I've been dreaming of the 50.
Do like this. It's too many. I think too many. Let me start from the beginning. I was just trying to, because I actually genuinely want to answer your question. So, no.
I don't know if there's anything in Pathfinder that says.
That's why I'm looking. But if there isn't something that's on there, I'm looking to do my own thing. So I want to make sure that I give a appropriate credit where it's due if need be. So that's why I just need to double check. Okay. I'm there. I'm just checking because there's so many different types of outfits. I'm trying to check the details.
Yeah.
Okay. So technically speaking, there is none, but you did specifically coordinate each event to each You spent all the additional money for it. I will make that equal a +1 additional more, which I'm fine with. Are there any other modifiers that you're might be missing beyond, of course, rolling a luck die?
If Aaliyah can assist in it, but I'm sure I had to roll that before.
She already is with her innate ability right there, right? So
that's what I assumed too, which is why I didn't do it beforehand.
Oh, so she would have no additional benefit in this situation.
Yeah, that's what I'm agreeing.
This is why you packed an extra gimp suit for after the
of course
after the event. Here.
No, I don't think. Yeah, I looked through all my abilities. None of my swashbuckler stuff can add anything to this. So I think I'm at a 30 or 46. So I'm rolling a luck dice, to be clear. Okay, I don't care about the hate I'll get for the meme, but I'm.
No, you got that, Rust. Yeah, there you go.
It was a 49.
Where's
Any
she?
extra +1, Scott? Just for the 50?
Can someone cast guidance?
So do you have the ability to affect somebody's attitude more than once? Some races and some classes offer the ability, and I think even a trait allows you to do more than one additional step.
I don't think so, no.
Because like in 3.5, if somebody was hostile and you rolled a 50, it makes them helpful. You know what I mean? So, but that's clearly not what you're doing here.
Charm
right?
life only applies to saves.
3.5. I'm just trying to make sure we have all factors. But do you have anything that affects how many steps somebody can be affected by?
I don't think so. No, I don't think I have. There's anything. I didn't even think about that when I was building the character.
So you don't have any like traits that do that? Your
No.
traits natural, ruler, and what was your other? Okay, you clicked right. Okay.
Sorry,
clicked.
instigator of rebellion and crusader tactician, but that's tactician for his engineering.
Yeah, these were to give you more abilities. Diplomacy. Yep, no, natural born leader also doesn't do it. Oh, ha, ha, ha. Oh god, if you failed that would have been funny. No.
I have nothing for it. Because there was an option for it, but I didn't really think about it. So
I just want to make sure I 100% guarantee that I'm not missing anything here.
yeah.
Because it does affect stuff. So
Either way, this is a resounding success, and I'm sure they're gonna be impressed by my existence. Which is my goal. That's all I wanted to do this entire time, was impress the leaders of the nation, and I've done it.
there's nothing you can do with panache points for this as well, or is panache
No.
literally only combat?
There is a archetype called Inspired Blade or something like that, or Noble's Fencer, but I didn't pick that one because it didn't feel right.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see anything here that does that. Give me 1 second. Oh, excuse me. I have to look at somebody else now.
You think if Aaliyah can add anything?
Si, senor.
Yeah. It literally says, Joey, that the DM can override, but I have to have enough of a reason to override. Oh, I forgot to say this at the
49.
beginning of the stream because we were talking about other stuff. I finally updated July, August, September's benefits to your different advisors.
Yeah.
So you have friends in high places, competent secretaries, and a piece of advice is now there. So totally read those. Remains unchanged instead of decreasing by 1. Combat expertise, honeyed words. It's what was it? Oh, charmer. Clicking. Diplomacy twice and take the higher of the 2.
Oh, that's a really good ability.
War leader.
I don't think he has anything either, no.
No.
Maybe Ambassador?
No. Voice of Sybil. Nope. Negotiator. Nope. Persuasive. Nope.
What is it? Item Attentive Diplomat, you know?
What is it?
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, what was that?
The item Attentive Diplomat.
When listening to multiple speakers' voices, the wearer of the attentive diplomat, it can understand each speaker as though they were listening to only that voice. It allows her to stand in a crowded room and understand everybody's saying.
That's pretty wild.
She's really good. She's broken. Like, Keegan got your back with that. Actually, I got Keegan's back, which got your back with that.
Yeah,
I just liked
very
Keegan's concept, and then I hated myself for making it too good. So I hate you, Keegan.
good.
I don't even know if you're caught up on this campaign, but if you ever do, know that you're hated.
This is it. I have a 49. Didn't hit the 50. I'm very sad, but it happens. We can't always hit a 50.
I just got to double check one last thing because I got to see how this works to make sure I'm not messing this up. It's specifically.
I'm sure, Joey, that the
unnamed.
denture dance wasn't happening like then it's not like Nick did his thing, Jake does his thing, I do my thing in that order in time. It's more like it's all happening at the same time.
Almost done. Sorry that we're kind of like parsing through rules on this one. It's just really important to get this right. I mean, her chat. I need your advice on this one because this is a ruling we're making moving forward. She has that extremely powerful ability to give a +4 for all diplomacy interactions for an entire social event, right? Which is what he's using to get the +4. As her boon as a Patreon supported character. Aid Another is an entirely separate feature of the game that exists for all characters. Actually, Nick's character takes one of the best advantages of it. Can he double stack Aid Another with his Patreon supported boon? I'm gonna put a vote in chat for a double stack, yes or no. So give me one second as I set up that poll.
I guess the question would be more is what is the bonus type?
There is no type on either of them. Untyped on both scenarios.
Well, that answers that for me.
It's gonna be a 1 minute poll. I'm starting it now.
My hands are up. I'm not loading, so I'm not even gonna look at the tallying of it.
Let Nick reroll and give a -mod to Jake. Are you still talking about that?
Don't do Jake like this, okay?
I do Jake like that.
He's a good man.
Oof, come on. Even I voted for you, Sal. And they're untyped. They should stack.
I mean, it's not like it's not an instant result here. There's actually like
There's
either
some
of them
fighting on
could
it.
win. Either of them could still win.
It
I mean,
depends on who clicks faster.
yeah, it's more than likely we know who's going to win, but either of them could win.
Yeah.
This could be like 2020. You just see those Biden votes come in overnight. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Just
luckily
kidding.
this isn't.
Just kidding. Oh, view count dropped.
Well, luckily this isn't a 24-hour event.
All right.
I'm rolling for a lead then.
Steve voted 9 times. I'm assuming he voted for no. Okay. Do you want to use her charmed ability in this?
I only need a +1 to hit 50. Meaning she has to just roll the die.
It's up to you, bro.
Well, luckily, critical fails in this case don't actually matter.
Did you want to use charmed, bro?
Yeah, you know what? I'll just say it's used, okay? God. There, okay. You don't have to worry about it. It's not a problem anymore. I have a... we're not gonna...
Brutal.
Oh my god. Okay. Oh.
So, that's a +2?
+3.
+3? So I'm at 52.
Okay. The way that it works is, generally speaking, if you beat the DC, if you beat the DC, increases their attitude by 1. Sorry. Hostile to indifferent. Sorry. Hostile to unfriendly. Unfriendly to indifferent, indifference to friendly, friendly to helpful. That's how it generally goes. And the DC is set based off of what the charisma modifier is, as well as other factors, right? Like social factors, like the ruler of the nation, as well as this is a base, a charisma modifier, and other factors. So you can imagine it's not a low DC. Excuse me.
Imagine not.
So, and this, of course, isn't a quick thing either. You're spending a considerable amount of time to shove your head up their ass. And then for every 5 you beat it by, you can increase these by 1 additional step. So unfriendly to friendly, or indifferent to helpful, or hostile to indifferent, right? So you're a nobody. You're from down in the gutter. You're up here as a formality. Nobody likes you, and you definitely have no place going up to the leadership and speaking to them as you are.
I know.
So needless to say, we're going to start this off as a political hostile. Like, she's not about to kill you, but at the same time, she didn't want you here in the first place. Right?
Unfriendly, probably?
No. Politically hostile. Yeah. But you talk your way into conversation, into lasting conversation, and actually dazzle the shit out of them. So bringing them from hostile to even indifferent is a huge step. You got it to what, 52? Let me just do my math real quick. So instantly that is
Are they friendly?
Give me 1 second.
So they're immediately indifferent. Or they're immediately unfriendly.
So you're indifferent no matter what. You automatically beat indifferent. Like, you beat it. Like,
okay.
Base. I had the base. So for hostiles, it's 25 plus. Because of the ruler, I added a +10 to that. Meaning the base is a 35 plus their charisma modifier,
which is probably like a +4 or something.
So which would make it a 39. So with a 52, if you assume 39, a 52 beats it by 13.
So they're indifferent now. So
that brings it to indifferent, but in theory could also bring it to friendly. Tesla sings the brown note.
If we want to say that they're indifferent right now, and then my follow-up roll.
There was no fortune's favor, so I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna let it be friendly. It's gonna be indifferent.
Yeah. Can I now do like a follow-up roll to further impress, or is that just not like?
No. You have to spend actually a significant amount of time to do this. Hey, first of all, Snaga, thank you very much. Steve, could you go ahead and roll me a D4 real quick, and Stell, I hate you, but Joey loves you, so you get another Winifred's wisdom.
Winifred's?
Yeah.
Thank you, Joey.
Steve's gonna roll me a d4. Bro, you did that in 1 hour.
That's impressive.
You did that in 1 hour. You pulled that shit off. Like, you really knocked her socks off. Like, politically. Like, talkie.
Can I do it again?
No.
Okay.
We're not gonna be able to pull that off that quickly.
Yeah.
That'd be frightening. So you'd be like Mike Lindell walking up to Trump. All of a sudden, he's like, yes! No.
So like at this point, this person likes my character, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that kind of the vibe of it, right?
You are
not
getting...
not necessarily my clan, but me as an individual.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You as an individual, they're getting along with. You actually brought them from hostile up to indifferent. Indifferent meaning, as the evening goes on, you are welcome to stay.
Like, so I get invited to the highballers?
Amongst the others. It's one of those, like, when they're like, you're not supposed to be here. You could be like, I'm here with, and when they look over to her, she just gives a nod. Like one of those. So you're neither friendly nor helpful, but definitely you're welcome to stay. Which,
yeah, okay.
Nick's character is not welcome to stay. Jake's character is
Probably not at this point.
Well, I mean, he has significant. He's a pawn, right? So having him around is like a puppet. You know what I mean? Am I supposed to say that as the DM?
Okay.
So, what's the next thing you want to do?
That went really well. It's everything I dreamed of. I have another Winifred's.
Could have rolled a 20.
I dreamed of having a 20 and getting an auto 50. Okay, so next I need to pull up my Google Doc. I have it written down. I want to knowledge warlords, and I want to find clans that are west or east of Throne.
East of, understood.
Right.
This is actually less of a knowledge warlord because this isn't stuff that you know off the top of your head. You're actually technically diplomacy for gather information unless you have that as a separate skill, which some people do, most people do not.
This is fine. Does my +3 from outfit and perfume apply here?
I would say yeah. That's supposed to be for this whole scenario. Okay. I can't really.
So, do I want to use Aaliyah here? I mean, if there's a time to use Aaliyah, it's probably diplomacy.
This would be the last time she's able to assist, and she will not be able to sub in at any point in time in the future. So you want to have her. She aided you. She aided another for you. You can have her do this instead of you. Is that what you're asking? Is her modifier bigger than yours?
No, not right now. I'll just use the roll. Right now, mine's too higher.
Okay.
All right. Well, 40.
Jesus, that is absolute insanity.
Yeah.
Okay. You said for east of, not a problem. I'm going to designate out 2. Joey and who else wants to do one? And Steve's driving, so we're going to leave him alone. Joey and V-Sword. No, Joey and Lightning. Hey, LD. Joey and Lightning, you guys want to go ahead and name a clan for me. Remember the nomenclature. Fukujinxi. You learn about 2 clans to the east of where they are. You learn about 2 clans to the east of where Clan Throne is. Yes, LD. 2 clans to the east of where Throne is. Funny enough, both of these clans, while across a valley, like a vast plains area from where Throne happens to settle, they both also happen to be producers of iron. They both happen to also both happen to be mining clans. One of them also happens to mine for iron to make weapons. Again, shit quality weapons, but one of them happens to do it. And the other one actually doesn't do iron. It actually mines silver, and that's even further to the east.
Oh,
so it actually mines the silver that is minted for Kajinxi. So, and that is that is very far that is even further to the east.
Yeah. Okay. They would be very good allies. we unionize Kajiksi mining. To make, but we do a monopoly union, right?
There you go.
Where we set prices.
So moving on. She's able to discover those and some important details about those. Important details. The one that happens to mine the iron ore. That particular clan has a heavy, and I mean heavy, support by the North. The reason why that clan has a heavy support by the North is because it is full blown, somewhat invaded into Paradel. It was right in an area where Paradel attacks it often. So the North often sends them a lot of supplies, buys a lot of ore from them, so on and so forth, which is why Throne isn't too much of a powerhouse, because they get most of them from there. And they send tons of like guard and whatnot down to the area to help secure it. They're in a very mountainous region. The other one, the one that mines the silver, it actually barely touches into the mountains, trying to avoid much of the mountainous region, because the area where they are, further to the east of the same mountains that the other clan I just mentioned is, there is a pretty large population of giants that lived out that way, giants and mountain men that are none too kind to the Kajiksi or any other peoples being in the area. So they generally stay out of the mountains and try to dig under them. So that's kind of like how they approach it.
Yeah. So I want to impress those two clans, if I can, with a perform oratory by telling stories. Right?
I mean, you actually are yourself a miner.
My profession miner check is very low.
You are just a miner in real life.
Not true. I'm an adult.
Are you 21 now?
No, but I'm still an adult.
Just a miner in real life.
I got a couple more months on that. But I'm gonna tell them stories.
All right, Clan Jinsu. I believe it's supposed to be drag the J like that. Jinsu. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one, Snaga.
To be clear, the stories I'm telling are going to be stories about mines and mining, right? To like make connections with them and stuff, right? But I'm low wisdom and didn't put points into it besides 2.
Okay.
Can Aaliyah help with this? She could. But she's not a miner, so no, it wouldn't really make sense, I don't think. These are before like Aaliyah was here. So I'm just gonna roll it. I'm not too worried about it. It's gonna get hit eventually.
So you find out who it is that you want to like have the conversation or whatever with, right? And what was your 40 about? Your 40 was that's right.
The 40
was to find out information. Yeah. So you go up to them and you try to tell them stories about like the mining and so on and so forth. The problem is they're genuinely not that captivating. They're just not. You get a +2 by the way, because for 2 previous successes.
Oh,
so it's actually
it's 16.
Yeah.
20.
That rolling success thing I forgot to tell him about.
Well, I wasn't gonna luck it because it's 14, but since it's a 16, I lucked it.
So he you are regaling them with stories of what it's like to rule the mines. You actually pick up very quickly in the telling of the stories that they're not at all interested in your tales of like when your family were miners and whatnot. You can tell that these people aren't themselves miners. They lead mining clans. They themselves did not build themselves from the ground up like you, right? So Nick's character from the ground up, Jake's character from the ground up, but like born into horribleness and whatnot. And then your character from the ground up. They were not. They were born into leadership, or at least took it through violence and happened to lead this kind of situation, right? So you quickly move away from those stories and talk about how it was you took over the clan from your simple beginnings and taken the clan, and that's something that they're very interested in, and they're curious about like where like how it was that you had learned to fight and so on and so forth, and they have conversations with you about this and what kind of techniques you use to drive your people to mine more, and after like hearing your stories, kind of genuinely curious why it is you're not more successful, because your clan is small. You know what I mean? At least in the production part of things, it's small. Landmass isn't everything, right? It's how it is that you handle the land. So that being said, the that's kind of like how you kind of interact with them, and it goes over well. What do you do next?
That was 3. I have 2 more.
Mhm.
Okay, what's on my list? Next, I did 2 diplomacy, my orator. I had knowledge warlord, but I don't need that because I used diplomacy instead. Let's see. I want to. I'm gonna do another perform oratory, and my goal with this one is I want to kind of tell stories to a larger crowd, just to continue on with the idea of Tessel being like this very big presence in the room, even though his clan isn't, right? So my goal is to just captivate more people.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, I've been an oratory. I'm fine with that.
well, I mean that's telling
Yep,
stories and stuff.
yep.
Aaliyah's gonna help me with this. She's gonna aid me.
With oratory, does she have oratory?
Yeah, she has a plus 11 on oratory.
Okay, she can roll. This is her last time she can assist.
Yep, this is fine. Plus 2, plus 3. So I have a plus 3 from her and a plus 2 from previous successes, or plus 3 now?
Yep. +2 from previous successes.
Okay, so plus 5.
You gonna Winnie?
Fuck it, yeah, I'm winning it. I'll do it. Plus 10 to this. That was almost an 18. Nice. It tickled it.
So it does captivate the audience. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where it captivates the audience as long as all of a sudden somebody smashes their head on a chandelier and grabs it and smashes it on the ground. And then things kind of slide into a bop and you're sitting there and you're cringing at the fact that he interrupted your story. Because, you know. Anyways,
It was
continuing.
still a really good story.
But it is successful until finally, hi Zai. Hi Zai. Until finally, you know, kind of like near the end of the story, they more or less got the finish anyways. It was one of those things where you were so into telling the story, you didn't know quite how to dismount, but maybe he did you a favor there.
Maybe, yeah.
And what's the last thing you're trying to do? After the Densho dubstep.
Are there any? I guess I wouldn't know. Would I know if there's any clans that specialize in like architecture or designs and stuff like that? Or
So-
if there's someone present here that would be like invited because they built something, right?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like somebody who is in and of themselves like a well-renowned kind of like architect.
Yeah.
It's a good question. You would have to do a knowledge warlords to know the significance of a person for that. So
Okay.
that would be your last check is a knowledge warlords to understand if there's a person here for that.
But
You can
I
still
guess that
roleplay
kinda-
with them.
Yeah. Well, I basically my idea was I just want to learn more about Northern architecture, right?
Gotcha.
So I find them and I can talk to them, and it's all the same to me.
Yeah, that's
So-
fine.
22.
Why couldn't I get a 1? I just wanted a 1.
I did roll A1.
I don't see it on screen. So,
It is on screen.
not on
Well,
stream
no, on
screen.
Twitch, yeah. Not looking. There's no point. I've already succeeded this with flying colors. I mean,
So, yeah, you are able to identify somebody who, it's not that they necessarily have new, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not necessarily somebody that has designed new architecture. It's somebody who's really good at redesigning the architecture of the North, because these are a lot of old homes that belonged to the Dalelands beforehand. So somebody was able to redesign in like a good way. You know what I mean? So kind of like a reimaginer, which is a good thing because it means you don't have to destroy whole buildings. Be able to get full functionality out of them. It actually saves a considerable amount of money and time, blah, blah, blah. And you can go and you can speak with them. Awesome. So needless to say, this part of the clan and whatnot is a pretty big success. But one of the other things that is kind of brought up or talked about during this this meeting that you guys have here, and this is something that is going to kind of like pique Nick's interest, is the I got to remember how I was going to say this before. The oh shit, I got to load this up. Did not pull this up before the stream. So fun fact, stream people. I accidentally may have posted on the wrong campaign, and then afterwards posted on another wrong campaign, and then finally went live. So I totally was distracted. So let me just pull up something really quickly, because I be a doom. Well, it's loading. Almost there. Doom. Come on. Keep loading. Almost there. All right. Just about. You are right. Nope, not that one. Not that one. Not that one. There we are. So, this is in relation to specifically the red mongrel, right? As we discussed beforehand. So this is about the clan Eisen that we discussed last week. So there's actually a bit of an announcement that happens there, where the northern clans decide what it is that they're going to do to kind of handle this situation. Pull this up because I'm a dummy. There you are. Come on. There we go. So they decided that they're going to want to issue out a reward. Like they finally want to issue out a proper reward to the clan that is able to handle the situation once and for all. To eliminate that clan, to get rid of it, etc., etc., etc. So the clan that is able to successfully do this gets... Let me make sure I pull them all up. You. And where is it? You. And lastly, I think the other thing has to be a mansion. Mansion. Okay, perfect. So this is what is said. The clan that is, so they kind of announce, it is high time, that the Eisen clan is handled once and for all. We need to see these vagabonds, these raiders, sought to the end. We need them dismantled, preferably disemboweled. And they kind of look over at the Ashen Orc and feast upon the blood of our enemies. To the clan that is able to succeed and finally destroying the Eisen tribe. Yeah, the Eisen clan. They're actually calling them clan too. The Eisen clan. We will award you with a barracks. With a school to train officers in your military and to properly train a military beneath your commands, as well as housings, lodgings for them to be able to stay stationed in your home and a home of your choosing. You will be awarded these gifts in the home of your choosing. But most importantly, you'll be given an embassy here in the capital of capitals. You will be given an embassy in Kajinxi-Ho. We expect to see not one clan try, but many fail, before one of you finally does pride to Kajinxi and wipes this insect from the world. A worshipper of Drozam needs to learn that Vroga is greater. Which is borderline sacrilegious, because even though Vroga is a more honored, more venerated, and legitimately greater god, Drozam is also somebody that many people worship as well. So borderline sacrilegious, but not out of the boundaries of what can be said without being too offensive. Either way, so they kind of like issue this out there. More or less, whichever clan is able to successfully dismantle them will be awarded a military academy, a barracks, and even I believe the smallest that you can do, but it would be a mansion in the capital city. Or if not a mansion, then can share in a noble villa, however that works. So, you would be welcome to do that. Yeah, the mountain shakes in response. Yeah. Needless to say, people are excited when they hear this. There is much joy in the matter. For this, I'm going to ask everybody go ahead and roll me a perception check. Most likely, none of you were able to get anything. Where Nick, he's the only one that hasn't rolled it today, so let's load it up. So yep, nobody gets anything. That's fine. Cool. So they make this declaration of who it is that's able to handle it. Okay. I don't know how your characters react, but needless to say, there's a lot of excitement amongst the clans. This is an opportunity for a small clan to really get like a huge leg up in the situation. So I don't know if your characters probably don't really interact very much with one another during this this whole event and everything that kind of like plays out. But needless to say, there's a lot of like entertainment and whatnot that happens there. The mess that's made by Clan Densho, eventually they have to try to clean that up. By clean that up, I mean push it to the side. Like they don't actually sweep it up; they just go like kick it off to the side until it's mostly cleared up. Or whatever. And the night kind of goes on with a significant amount of fun happening. But now that we did like this this little bit, I believe Nick actually got to have a full-blown RP, right? Jake, your character never really got to have a true RP, did you? But you also weren't focusing on anybody specific. You were focusing specifically on a bunch of different clans. Yeah. So that's fine. We can actually skip you on this one. I'm gonna ask you two boys to hang tight for a little bit. As Sel, when you speak to the ruler, what is it you want to say to her?
Yeah, this is gonna be hard because it's hard enough to play a 20 charisma character, and it's super hard to play like a 52 on a diplomacy roll. But
what direction did you want to take it?
My goal is to impress the ruler with like impress the ruler. Yeah, just impress them, but not like about the clan, but with Tessel, right?
Yeah, no, I got.
He wants to make himself impressive to this person, where there's like, oh, hey, this person's kind of cool. Maybe we will invite him for so and so, in, whenever something happens, right? Something where it's like I'm a thought in the mind of this ruler, where later I can then become closer connected to them.
Gotcha.
Right?
Because you're like, it's definitely not going to be my clan that kills this guy. I'm gonna backdoor my way out of this one. So, is that what it is? Is that why? Why Tesla?
Well, this is before that happened.
It's like, all right, whichever friend of mine does that, you guys want to throw in a good word for me?
Oh, well, I assume if we're gonna fight Drazon,
Hang on to your embassy. Together. Can I crash at your embassy?
Can we split your embassy real quick?
Yeah. It's like when a buddy of mine's, when a buddy of yours is like partying at somebody's house, like not too far from you, and they live too far from where they are at. So like, can I crash at your place tonight? Like, anyways, so so yeah, you're able to, of course, impress her specifically with your own thing. That doesn't necessarily really need to come down to RP. You know what I mean? She'd be curious about the novelty of somebody that like yourself. But the fun part is because she'll even ask straight out at one point in time, like, and what family were you born into? But like, it's one of those, like, when it turns out you're built up from the ground up, it's like, oh, interesting. But not like in a condescending way like you can imagine most courts would be. It's actually a respectful thing. Like, it's not like, oh, you don't come from a long line of inbreeding. Ew. It's like, no, like you actually are Kajinxi, right? This is what the Kurok want. So things play off well for you. Either way, so I imagine that there's nothing else that really needs to be talked about with
I want to ask at some point what the Empress's, Kroga's, I think, right? Her favorite weapon is.
Ooh. Give for me moment, por favor. I'll give you an answer for that. While I come up with your answer, do you have anything else you guys want to go over with this evening's events? Because the big thing was like, all those different things that you guys kind of did with one another. No?
I mean, my goal was to just make contact, so I could go somewhere else to one of the other clans for a beer. That's not a big deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I know. It's like the post-party party. I gotcha. I imagine you do. And honestly, without getting to the nitty-gritty, I also imagine your character, because he is kind of like has a title and whatnot. I imagine you can easily have yourself an evening of fun and making new heirs. That's not a big deal. I don't know how many times the Ashnoric has been wed, but I'm sure he's got enough rings. He's got like
I don't think he needs to get wet.
Some people keeps teeth. He just keeps all the rings. I outlived that one. I killed that one because I was bored. I just assume he's a terrible person. Am I wrong for assuming he's a terrible person?
He's got the evil alignment.
Okay. So her favorite weapon. So freedom is the favorite weapon of Vroga.
The favorite weapon is an axe, right?
Correct, of Vroga. Correct. But I'm also looking at the other gods that she would worship.
I mean, she doesn't necessarily use a god's weapon.
No, but it is one of those things where you can imagine that's where they tend to get inspiration from, right?
Yeah, they're probably taught in like the court for like the symbolic reason or whatever.
I'm just wondering, what would her favorite weapon be? See, I feel like a spear is like a really good one, right? Because you can imagine like because usually
the less impressive. Like for the metalworking on a spear, it's way less impressive.
I mean, I disagree. A spearhead can look absolutely amazing.
Yeah, but compared to like a fully decorated like blade, you know what I mean?
See, I'm trying to think of like what a regal weapon is. Like when I think regal, I think don't touch me. A spear kind of keeps them away, No, putting that aside, actually, I'm gonna go with something entirely different. I'm gonna go with a falchion. Like like a curved blade, like a large.
It's a good weapon right there. Just good taste.
Oh, is that what you use?
Yep.
Oh, that's funny.
Maybe she picked it up because of the stories of the Ashen Orc's falchion.
Well, my falchion was taken from the Daily commander of this city. So, just saying.
Maybe the one she has is a replica.
Well, soon she'll have a better one.
She might have a replica.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were never made a new weapon by Tesla yet, were you?
No, I'm waiting on a weapon.
Cool.
Waiting on one.
All right, cool.
You're next, okay? After my armor.
So never mind the mechanical benefits that are going to happen from the different things that we transpire during this big event, right? Because there are mechanical benefits for what the trade conversations and blah 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 blah. We're going to get to that in a minute. Nick, for you specifically, you happen to hit it off very well with her, the older woman, right, from clan. Don't tell me, I had to rename it. Clan Kagong. Yep. From Clan Kagong. So you're able to hit it off with her. And do you have her name written down?
Ooh.
Really should just keep that spreadsheet filled and available. That'll be one of my tasks for September. Anybody have her name written down? The old lady?
Yeah, I do. I think. Nope. I have old lady.
Okay.
I don't know if you have a name.
So in the meanwhile, so with the warlord of Kagong, right? You're gonna want to that she obviously lost the last heir to her throne and so on and so forth. So I know you wanted to have another conversation with her. So this evening at the party, I don't know if you would want to approach her now, while it's like right after that announcement sort of a thing was made, or if you'd want to wait for a different day. I don't know what kind of tax you would take in her. Kodak tends to be very blunt. So
I'd probably approach her right away. Yeah.
Sure.
Why
Sure.
wait?
So like shortly after the announcement, whatever's made, and you're making your own kind of like intentions, of course you had already discussed things earlier of what you'd want to do, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So you can kind of go up to her and approach her. You know what I mean? At this point in time, she may be having with other peoples around that she's having conversation with, leaders of other clans without it being their war leaders, just like other leadership. So you'd walk over and up, and kind of like your presence is known because even though you're not significantly what's the word I'm looking for? You're not particularly imposing socially, right? You're not even particularly imposing physically because there are other bigger people that are there, so on and so forth, or shorter, Crook. Your weapon kind of garners attention, especially after what had transpired earlier in the day, right? So when you kind of show up, it actually has it kind of like, again, pulls attention to it. So conversation they have kind of very quickly tapers off, and the attention's on you. I don't know how you would kind of like open it if you'd want me to open it for you.
I mean, so I'm coming up. She's in the middle of people, and I'm just clearing the way. Is that basically?
Yeah, you step up. She's having a conversation with like three other people. It's not like there's a ton about because she's not that prominent, right? There's three other Southern clan leaders, and kind of like the conversation tapers off just more or less as you're arriving, and their attention is you're going towards you.
Sure. What was her name again?
We didn't decide her name, but it was Warlord Kagong. So.
Oh. Sure. Hey, yo, Gran. Warlord Kagong. It's time to start discussing how we're going to be handling I fucking forgot that shitty tribe's name again.
The Red Mongrel or clan.
Yeah. It's time we start planning the execution of the Red Mongrel.
So you walk up to her, you say that, and when you say that, you can see like two of the other people kind of like bow out, and like kind of like give a appropriate bow, and then start going to leave out of her respect or whatever, right? That way they're not being disrespectful or whatever to you. And she nods, of course. The other person, what the hell, man? Why does it always do this? It's so annoying. Does it work? Just oh, what the fuck? I don't think it's a quick question. Pages file, .pages. That's from MacBooks, aren't they? That's not from.
I have no idea. I've never seen that file type, so probably.
That's not from PCs. So I don't think I can open it on a PC. I think I have to open it in my Mac, which is fine. All right, cool. So you go opening you go doing your walking up to her, you say that, and you kind of like the others bow out. I'm going to answer in a second. So as the others bow out to leave, the one that's kind of left behind is another female that she happens to be having conversation with. The person who it is, they make no interest to you, not quite just yet. Like the kind of not a big deal to you at the moment. But she kind of turns her attention to you. Sorry, I was distracted for a moment. She turns her attention to you and says, "Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, do you have plans?"
As I said, plans need to be made, but you have the most recent information, or at least your people will, for the size and strength of the Red Mongrel's clan. We need to gather this information, assemble our forces, and start planning on how we're going to pen in this mad dog.
She nods. I agree with you. I don't have that information on hand right now, but it's not like you're rushing into the battle in the morning. When you head back south, which path are you taking?
Our route hasn't been determined as of yet. Do you care to suggest one?
I tend to cross the lake. My home is settled not too far south of Tengchang.
The lake. Understood. We will most likely be taking that route as it is the quickest way back to the south.
It is, unless you're taking the rivers. It is The man you would be going up against, his followers, he is no fool. If he deems you a target, he will dismantle you. Not necessarily whole clans, because that's not necessarily the conquest he goes for. Kagong will survive, but if he deems you a target as he has me, my entire family has been dismantled. There is not a single one that carries my blood left.
Well then, oh, what a better foe for me.
She thinks for a moment. You're an orphan.
Correct. Probably a bastard to boot.
I'm sure you've been called worse.
Hmm.
She again thinks for a moment and says, well, I will welcome you into my home, share the information that I have with you. The information of the battles that were fought from those that survived it, and anything else that we can offer. If I understand correctly where everybody is settled, I don't live too far away from your companion. You could use it as a rest stop, or at least he could on his own way home.
Yes, I think that might be, that plan has merit.
I'm curious, however, how is it you expect to defeat somebody that has evaded every other clan so far? He is a master on the plains, and only strikes when he knows he's going to be victorious. He has never lost a battle, so it's said.
Well then, I intend to strike faster.
Because of your commentary.
The commentary will help. I'm also counting on several other nitwit clans trying to swarm him in and being dismantled. And while he's occupied, I will come in and take his head.
Capturing the scavenger as they feast, if you will. Not going for the kill, but instead cleaning up the mess.
That's how wild animals are put down.
She thinks and says, unfortunately for other clans, they will rush into it. But if you're foolish enough to get in his way, then I suppose you deserve what you have coming to you. She says, of course, self-reflecting. Do you know why he is known as the Impaler?
Interesting. I do not.
It's how he likes to leave his mark after battles. Make sure people know who it is that's won that battle, because more often than not, battles begin, are won, are looted, and left, long before anybody even knew that there was anything that took place.
Interesting. There is much to consider.
I would like to see you succeed in this. I would. I'm going to be honest with you, though, Warlord. That's the Eisen clan is not so dissimilar from yours. It's also has very skilled riders of well-trained Kamatori. It is one that is also known to, as previously said, move swiftly. They are capable warriors and war leaders that they have there. Have you heard of Alba?
I have not.
Alba the Smiling is the nickname they have given her. Believe it or not, it is Triaxion. He rides with his primary aid being one of the greatest foes of the Karak people. Disgusting creature she is.
I guess we are similar. One of my greatest advisors is Hafui.
Oh, a Fue. I once saw one in battle. It was probably before you were born. It was amusing. It came at me. I had a long hafted axe in hand. It did not get within arm's reach.
Yes, they have more of an advantage when they're in the swing set X. But
Once more with feeling.
I understand. I'll be dealing with a crafty foe.
Once more
Well,
with feeling.
if it comes to various crafty people, you'll find many of them about here and there. I suggest you keep your eyes open for what you could find out there. The open plains and between the clans in Kajinksi is not exactly the safest of places for you to go searching about for an enemy. Click. There we go. I guess I shall move on then and see to the other matters. Other matters that I must see to while I'm here. Without an heir, I'm going to have to find another means to continue my clan. Perhaps I'll find favor with one of the middling clans that are looking to provide, I don't know, plans. Perhaps if I drink more, I'll come up with one. I'll see you in the south, friend. And she'll kind of like start walking away, leaving behind just you and the other woman that happens to be standing there. Hello again, Steve. The other woman that happens to be standing there. She herself is a woman, human, middle-aged. You know what I mean? It's kind of like,
Once more
lithe but
with
toned.
feeling.
Honestly, she's a pretty attractive woman that you see standing before you. You know what I mean? Fierce amber eyes, wears a long, hair tied back, long tail and whatnot. Either way, when she is there in front of you, she's actually wearing some colors and whatnot that you're not really familiar with. It takes a moment to take it in. Why don't you go ahead and roll me a knowledge warlord check? Knowledge, not profession.
Yep. Brutal.
So unfortunately, whatever clan she's from, you are not familiar with at all. You have no idea what it is. But you can tell that the armor is made, even though the armor is older, it's made out of steel, which is unusual because steel is a relatively new thing in Kajinksi. So having old armor made out of steel is an unusual thing to say the least. Especially granted, she's middle-aged human, so she's not young by any stretch. She's definitely, the nation itself is only about a century old, right? So either way, she's standing there. She looks at you, and she has kind of like a, I don't know, lack of a better term, she has like a fiery look in her eyes. You can tell that she definitely has like a bit of what's the word we're looking for here? A bit of intelligence behind them, a ferocity behind them that you can, my apologies, a bit of intelligence and ferocity behind them that you can really kind of pick up on, right? So anyways, as she stands there and kind of like turns towards you and sees that your the conversation had ended, she just kind of gives you a bit of a head nod.
I'll go, Warlord Naren. I'm unfamiliar with your clan.
She looks down at her clothing and looks back up at you, and she has a little bit of a smile, kind of like amused by the fact that you're not familiar with it. I'm actually trying to grab it, the name of. She says it's Clan Atlan. You actually have no idea what Clan Atlan is. You've not heard of that clan before.
I must apologize. I'm too far removed battling the wilds of Eldamar to be too familiar with the middle and northern clans. Please enlighten me.
She nods and says, "Don't worry, the clan is far enough removed itself." Narin, you said your name is. You fancy yourself a bit of a warrior.
I have won a battle or two.
From somebody who claims to hold back the wilds of the of Eldamar, I can understand why you would boast such things. How fare you in the plains? Since I guess you'll be chasing down some, what's the word they use? Pirates, raiders.
My cavalry is unmatched.
Is it? You believe that you are capable at handling raiders, even in the open lands?
Being a open lands raider is how I came to power.
Yes, but you came to power in the north, not in the south. Not in our homeland.
I formed my band in the north. I came to power in the south.
Allow me to explain, because you seem to be a little bit confused. By the north, I mean Kajinksi.
Ah,
Have you tasted the arid air of your home?
I have. I am close to the borderlands.
But you've not spent much time in them.
I have not.
Then a warrior you may be, tested in battle in lands where water falls freely from the skies and animals will lie at your feet waiting for you to eat them, but not someone who is capable of withstanding true, difficult scenarios. I'm looking for a real warrior, and I hear the Ashen Orc is here. I did see him put on a bit of a display. You know him, don't you?
Lord Varix and I are battle companions, yes.
I saw you discussing with him earlier. You look at each other differently than warlords typically do. You've fought side by side.
Correct.
Mutual respect.
Yes, we have conquered many foes together.
She looks across the way to over where you can kind of see him standing. I mean, again, most Karak are kind of short, so you see over a lot of heads. So anyways, it's a room full of cell. So she looks over at him and says, "I imagine to earn the respect of the Ashen Org, you must be a capable warrior in your own right. So I will not disrespect your ability to battle the way that you do. But I need a real warrior."
Are you not Karuk?
She nods. "I do not wear my blade for a decoration. I'm capable of using it." You can look down at her side and you can see that she has a katana on her side.
Interesting. You need a real warrior, yet you say you're Karuk. Are you not warrior enough for yourself?
Different people fight different battles. And there are many different types of battles in the world.
I see. So are you pandering for a introduction to the Ashen Orc?
She shakes her head and says, "No, I thought I might need you, but you seem less capable than what I wanted. If you'll excuse me. And she'll turn and walk away. And head towards
Wow.
Jake. I don't know if you would follow at all or you just gonna leave it be.
Whatever.
Okay.
Oof.
So she will head south and head over towards where the Ashen Orc is. And she will stand there and await until she has the Ashen Orc's attention, which doesn't take long because, again, the middle-aged woman, probably in her mid-40s as a human, but strikingly beautiful. And it's definitely somebody that would catch the Ashen Orc's eye, especially considering that she doesn't look like some, but not that anybody here really does, but she doesn't look like somebody who's meek. She definitely carries herself well, right? Jake, however, could you go ahead and roll me a Knowledge Warlords check? Your DC is lower than it is for them.
Yep.
You actually do know what the Outland clan is. The Outland clan was one of the original clans. Actually, one of the original clans that fought side by side with your grandfather. Unfortunately, they were one of the earlier clans to fall to the might of the northern clans at one point in time. So they kind of got absorbed in. It is a non-existing clan anymore. The colors that she wears are dead colors. You know what I mean? It's like it's like I don't know. I'm trying to think of an example here. What's another fallen nation? It's like walking around wearing like the USSR. You know what I mean? It's probably a bad example, but it's a clan that actually exists, right? Hold on one second.
Oh, she won't put down the Confederate flag.
I was about to say that too.
No, but it's not that controversial though. It's something that actually got absorbed. I'm trying to think of like a good example of something that actually got absorbed. Like the Holy Roman Empire or something like that. You know what I mean? Like something that actually got like doesn't exist.
Oh,
You know?
what, like Hong Kong?
Yeah. Oh. Well, that's a good one. That's a good one.
There haven't been many mergers in recent history.
Yeah. Oh, that
There's a
one
lot of
happened.
splitting of parts.
Yeah. Yeah. But either way, you get what I'm saying. You know, it's no Ottoman Empire any longer, right? So, either way, it was a while ago.
Yeah, it's like
Let's guess there's not many of them.
almost like
Right?
100 years ago.
You can talk about like a 17 different versions of democracy that the French had, but that's just another one
Actually,
after it. You know,
The
like-
Ottoman Empire, I think, ended in 1921. So it's been like 100 years.
Yeah. But either way. So the back to you, Jake. She goes walking up and quickly will catch your attention. So you're able to look down and see the colors. You know it's the Atlan clan, a clan that has been consumed a long time ago. So it's strange colors to wear. But you also know that the Atlan clan, their armor, because she's wearing steel, because of your knowledge, you know that they wear steel that was taken from their enemies. So yes, it's their colors, but it's also reworked armor from Daelric steel, from the people that they killed as they raided alongside your grandfather. You know, they were the first clans to get their hands on steel and to repurpose it, which is one of the reasons why they were so valuable and quickly got absorbed in as opposed to wiped off the map. So yeah, she wears the colors of a dead flag, but at the same time, it's not like a disgraceful thing because it has prominence in history. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's what you see standing there.
So I imagine that like there's conversation and Varric's just like diverts his attention and just says, "You wear the colors of Clan Atlan," and then he'll extend a hand.
She reaches out and takes yours and says, "It's the second time we've met. You don't remember me."
Do I remember?
No.
I do not. Your name?
She will actually say, sorry, I have it written.
Sally? All right.
So
Sally?
Jesus Christ, no. It is Galtma.
Galtma. I should probably write this down. me a second.
I got you, buddy. I've been writing all these notes down for the entire for this session.
All right,
All
I'll
this
just get it
note.
off you later. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
You won't.
I'll try. All right. Yeah, he'll just say, he'll nod at her and say, Yoltner.
I was. Oh, she says, it is said that the Ashen Orc has a memory that fades only with alcohol. I imagine you enjoy quite a bit.
He looks down at his hand and he's got this like giant mug of ale. Gives her like a raised eyebrow.
Wait 1 second. Just gotta saw something real quick, so just gotta double check something really quickly if you don't mind.
You're good.
Just got to be careful. Okay, no. That's clip settings. I'll do it as we go. So you are All right, perfect. Cool. So just making sure. So you you say, could you repeat that line one more time? Sorry, Jake.
I think when she said that, he just kind of like raised his eyebrow a bit, like, then he's got like a big mug of ale in his hand.
Okay. So she says, I was young. And truth be told, I was very young at the time. It was just before the actual dissolution of the Atlan clan. It was when I still lived in the north, when I still called this my home, before the clan was no longer. You were the same. Towered over me then. How tall is Varix again?
5'10".
Yeah, which is fucking huge for an orc. She's 5'4". She looks at you and says, you kind of do now.
Well, I haven't changed all that much.
It's said that the Ashen Orc now runs the clan on the border between the old world and the new. That he is the protector of the north from the south. He is the stopper in the bottle.
It is said.
Is it true? Do you defend the north?
I have many responsibilities.
Tell me, Defender. What is your greatest fear?
To not know my purpose. He says, as he, or not fulfill my purpose. He says that as he has probably drains the rest of his mug.
Thought your purpose was to keep the barrels full of wine and the plates full of food. To keep the rain falling in the skies and the old ways forgotten.
He just deadpan looks at her.
There is trouble brewing. The horns of war are blowing. Whether those be the beating of drums or the marching of feet, you won't know until they're too close. Do you know what year it is, Ashen Orc? Do you remember how long ago it was that your grandfather fell?
70 seasons.
Are you? There's a gap, isn't there? It's funny. It's brewing, you know. The horde. It gathers.
Where?
It's the wrong question.
When?
Still the wrong question. The question you want to ask is who? Hordes, they're not born from nothing. They are built. They're formed. They're directed. The question is,
Once more with feeling.
which way are they meant to be directed? East or west?
Once more with feeling. Once more with feeling.
That is the question. East or west?
Once more
That
with
all
feeling.
lies in the who. Should probably look a little south.
Once more with
A
feeling.
horde is
Now that we've
difficult.
secured the north, that is where my attention is going.
She shakes her head. I don't mean conquest. I don't mean.
I'm not looking for conquest.
She'll let you finish.
He met this chick apparently for the second time.
Mhm.
No,
She was a child the
that's what
first
she
time.
gets.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. She says, "It is the way of the north to put a stick inside of dirt and say that land is theirs. Have your sticks and your dirt. Your concerns are not with the dirt, but who stands in that dirt and where their interests lie. If the right person stands on top of the pile, their interests lie elsewhere. I can tell you something right now, Ashenork. It is not the right person standing on the pile. At least not from your perspective. I speak the
Who is
truth."
this person?
She doesn't answer. She'll actually keep pushing on as you guys both
Mhm.
kind of talk over each other. She says, "I speak the truth. You feel it too. The north, it's soft. It drinks its wine, not even fermented in the sun, not even flavored with the blood. Its meat, it's too salted. It's too old. All these techniques to keep it from rotting because you want to hold it inside of a cellar when it should be eaten, the warmth of the creature or man you just killed. It would be an easy conquest, wouldn't it? Marching east, looking north, to wipe a disgraceful stain from the map. The new ways. They need to be reminded of the old ways. At least that's the rumble. At least that's what's talked about in the chants to the south. However, you ask who this is. I'm sorry to say this, Ashenork. At half the age, they are more than twice the man you are. Their scars last.
He laughs.
Their wounds hold, and yet they fight with more ferocity. They don't bang their heads on chandeliers and dance their way out of a strange situation.
Yeah, he'll stop laughing at that. Do you know much about the Ashenorks?
Well, the stories of the Ashenork were taught to me in the north.
What stories have you heard?
The ones of your
one.
grandfather.
Yes, that's one of us.
She nods.
Do you think it is There is a reason why we live as long as we do. We have a purpose, something set by things we don't understand. Maybe the land itself that gives us our power. My grandfather's purpose was to be in the horde that burst forth and took this land and kept it. That is not everyone's purpose. Just because that was his doesn't mean it will be mine. I will do what I can to find mine. Don't presume I'd like to lead the horde or anything else.
Oh,
Don't play games like that.
I mean this with the utmost respect, Warlord. But I don't think that you could lead the horde. You fled the south long ago. You're not one of them. You're not one of us. You are a northerner now. My concern is not...
Oh, I'm gonna slap her. I'm gonna slap her. I'm gonna full backhand her across the face.
Do you actually?
Yep.
Oh, attack roll! Attack roll! Unarmed attack roll! That's a melee. You just click melee. Oh, I like it. I like it like that. Are you happy with your 17?
It should be flat-footed, but I will. I don't know if Cell used all the luck. There you go.
All right. So,
Thanks for baiting me, buddy. Thank you.
you're welcome. So you sell the only college kid with a red Solo cup that isn't full of alcohol. So
it's more convenient than a water bottle. Okay.
So anyways, yeah, you actually take a handbag and you go to slap her. She actually almost avoided it because she saw it coming. She almost avoided it, but you corrected and were able to actually make contact. And you backhand slap her. That is the amount of damage you do for an unarmed strike. I believe is 1d3 plus strength.
Yeah.
So you slash R space 1d3 plus whatever your modifier is. And the total is 7. So that's not small. You full on 7 points of non-lethal damage. Smack her in the side of the face, like full on backhand her. She takes the hit. You know what I mean? It's not like you can take his hit like that and stand there unflinching. You know what I mean? Like you definitely like recoil away from that and kind of drop back a half step. And when you full on smack her in the face like that, it's not without retaliation. In the blink of an eye, she has her sword drawn in her hands and the blade is up and raised towards you. The katana is aimed at you. And to show that she has military prowess. Fighting here is actually completely against the rules, and you full on backhanding like that actually is borderline breaking them because this is a diplomatic area. But there are some times where diplomacy requires a physical nature. You are Karak, just your civilized Karak, right? So anyways, her sword is drawn and you can like lazily pull out your weapon as well. And she looks at you and she says, "You don't like the truth."
He will yell at that point and say, "Bait me again."
She'll
take a step forward.
Yep. She does not back down in the least bit. Her gets into a guarded stance and she's prepared. But you can actually, you're a warrior yourself. You can go ahead and roll a sense motive. You can see that she is not somebody who is, again, lacking capability of fighting. She actually, you can tell by her stance, the way she holds the weapon, so on and so forth. She is definitely a master of Litamasil, which is the high dexterity-based combat style, the same combat style that Tesla uses. So you're engaging with her. Your attacks would just simply open up attacks from her. So you may take the aggressive approach, but her defense will be another offense, right? Like to kind of like cut you open as you're doing it. You can see that she is not someone that's not going to back down. So she says, as you say, "Break me again." kind of screaming at her. She says, "You have two options, Ashen Orc. Protect your north from where you claim to be from, or let it fall. He waits, building, and very close to your home. Solve your problems, or you won't have to worry about them." And with that, she'll actually take like a proper step back, like disengaging from the battle, and she'll turn and she'll sheathe her blade. And she says, "The South handles its own issues. We can clean up where you left off. I'm just curious if there's any fire left in you, or if the death of the boar was the sign that we in the South believed it to be." And she'll give a bow and turn and walk off.
You'll probably see he's like got his weapon in hand. He turns and as she like disengages and she like backs off, he just turns around and just like chops straight into like the table or something.
It's like a big ham there. No, he just smashes into the table. It like buckles or whatever underneath it, probably cracking the wood. Not fully breaking the table, probably cracking the wood as you like cleave through whatever it is that's on top of the table. You know.
And he just grabs like there's probably like jugs of ale, like big ones on the table or something. He just grabs it and just starts like drinking it.
Well, Dick, you saw he had a pleasant conversation with the new friend that you made, so that's good news. Yeah. Sel, you witnessed this from across the way.
No,
You actually see the person that's disengaging.
I study them for a moment, but like
You
I'll
don't want to
probably hear
engage?
about. I mean, what am I gonna do? Just like, hey, so what did you say to Barracks over there? Right?
That's so funny that I totally imagined it like a slide in, like a. So,
Well, like, I'll probably hear about this later.
mm-hmm.
I imagine, but you know, he's probably not gonna go intercede.
'Kay.
She's got her own business. I mean, it's not really his direct problem. He doesn't know what his problem is yet.
And I'm going to get back to Varix in a second. Nick, do you approach at any point in time? Or you're going to hang back.
You're muted.
Oh, thank God.
I'll approach Varix after she walks away.
Okay, so she walks away. We're going to give Varix his moment, and then we'll have you approach in a moment, okay? So, Varix, you slam down your axe on the table, and you grab up your jug of ale. Go ahead.
Yeah, he'll just drink it. And as he's probably approaching, you just see him like draining the end of it.
It's
Slams
ru-
it down,
running down the
probably
beard.
Smashes. Yeah.
Yep. Another!
I see her charm is at least consistent. How did she try to bait you?
Tried. She succeeded on that one.
Well, she's still alive, so she didn't succeed that well.
No. She says that I'm a northerner, and this is my people, and that the horde that is apparently brewing in the south will come for me.
What colors? Where's she from? What is this person?
A clan is no more. It was one that raided in the north when the Great Horde first established Kajinksi. But her clan was defeated and assimilated for the most part by the northern clans.
Interesting. How does a clanless dog from the south make its way into the seat of power, into this farce of a soiree, uncontested?
Her family have history. Maybe she piggybacked on that. She's from the south now, apparently, and the one who rules it commands her.
Hmm.
Oh,
She reminds me of one of those small dogs.
Give me a sec.
Yeah, do you think?
Well, then this is a great time for Tessel to come and approach, so we can fill the void.
Varix finds another jug of ale.
So you actually hear that the chatter amongst the higher nobility that you happen to be amongst, the northern clans that you happen to be amongst, is that Varix's actions there, striking and whatnot, the way that he did, it does not go over well. Let's just say it's a good thing he was handling the southern clans, and that's who he was trying to charm the whole time, because they still appreciate that kind of old-fashioned strength, because they're, the South is always a little backwards. Whether if you're talking about Florida, Alabama, or Australia, they're always a little bit backwards down south. So you can kind of like, they appreciate that, but the northern clans, there definitely might be repercussions against him for that.
I guess my question would be me being
Definitely.
approaching, make it me associated with this? So would Tessel
Nope,
just hang
nope,
back?
because
Nope.
you weren't a part of that at all. Nope. And it's already
Yeah,
known that
alright.
your clan is linked with theirs, so no, not at all.
Yeah, okay. Then I will come in, and I'll walk up Varix that displayed, especially after I look at the missing chandelier. Isn't going over well with the Northerners. Leah told
And
me
you
of
say
the
that he
whispers.
just looks at you and throws like his other glass at the ground. And he says, "I don't give a fuck."
I want to know what Northerner sponsored that Barren Lands dog.
What did she say to you two that made you so mad and angry?
Nah, he just waves it off.
Well, let's hope we don't have a bill or any punishments for this, Varix.
Punishing me for standing my
Breaking-
ground when I'm being insulted.
Well, I think more of breaking a chandelier and a couple tables.
Well, if people can get away with poisoning other warlords, and he just like shrugs. What's the
Blair's
chandelier?
across the way over at.
Zinquing.
What's a chandelier at a table, eh?
Nothing much except our clans are not as important as Zinquing. Not yet, at least.
What's done is done.
Well, in good news, I've made rather good acquaintances with the Empress, the Kroga.
That's good.
Ugh.
No,
I'm happy for you.
felt more impressive than you guys are reacting to. Not gonna lie, it was quite a feat, but I see how it is. You're mad and angry at some person from the Barren Lands.
I'm not gonna lie, her point about the North having bad taste is kind of sticking in. Oh, it's
That's a much more enjoyable person than I am.
He
Okay.
has like the biggest W out of everybody here. I was gonna say V, but then I was, I didn't want Nick to run with that one. He's the biggest W out of everyone here, and you guys are treating it like it's nothing.
I succeeded all my checks.
Yep.
Look,
Well,
that's
you
good, but
you're not
just-
supposed to brag
you-
about it, though.
It's not the right time for.
You're like a fan of
pat on the
Boston
back for old
sports.
Sel.
We're the
I know.
greatest region of sports in all the United States, and people are like, oh yeah, Cam Newton, and we're like, Cam who? Oh, Cam Newton's gone.
He was trying to lighten the mood. Okay, didn't work. You two are grumpy old people. That's all.
it's more like no, it's great, but we're not gonna see any tangible benefits at the moment. So it's kind of
Yeah.
like
I guess depends on the perspective of the character. If you don't see the,
it's like you're that guy who's like, yeah, my 401k is doing really great, and you're like,
It's a-
okay, yeah,
I think it's a
that's
bit
great.
different.
That's
I went
great.
from-
15 years from
I
now.
went from an unrecognized loser to a recognized loser. Okay. So is that the end of the event then, right?
Yeah, so there's one more thing that I wanted to really point out. I know Jake's character is going to go off and kind of get schmammered and away from here and kind of try to avoid if bad things happen, which I'm definitely going to have chat rolling shortly to see how bad things play out for him. So we'll have that one. That'll be fun. But hold on one second. Let me just double check this over here, and I got to do another thing as well. Okay. Yeah, okay. So, okay. One of the other things I wanted to note, wanted you guys to notice, and this is with you, Celsier. Wait, Cell? Is it Cell? Yeah, one of the things that I wanted you to notice is that the Clan Throne, they seem to be getting along well with a lot of the other clans in the area. They seem to have like a problem with you, but nobody has a problem with them. They're actually kind of a fan favorite because they're really just genuinely nice people that don't go knocking on other people's doorsteps, right? So they also nobody else has ever sent Perrin to their house or anything like that either. So they get along very well with a lot of the other clans. So you kind of like really pick that up. It's one of those things where they are like very charismatic as well, and their way to kind of sway other people's. It's one of those things where they got like a devilish smile, you know, kind of scenario. Then there's Nick. One more thing that I'm going to kind of toss your way is throughout the evening, one of the other clans actually informs you that because you know, of course, you brought your Commodore, you're kind of known for Commodore, so on and so forth. It's actually said like that they have acquaintance that was actually looking to do some trading and potentially even some breeding with Commodore. Somebody that has a bit of influence and might be worth you're meeting with. This happens kind of like at the very tail end of the night. It's one of those things where it's late, everybody's tired. So it's kind of like hit me up tomorrow and let's see if we can meet and make some sort of meeting happen for you. But so most importantly, Tessel, your character, as though you were made indifferent with the higher nobility, you eventually are going to have to go crash back in your ghetto hotel. One of the ones where you can like hear the creaking through the walls. Yeah. Nick, your character, of course, is able to, kind of go and reside back at his place. No additional meetings or anything like that happening tonight because anything else at this point, we're kind of like pushing it. Jake, your character, I imagine, goes off in parties because you're pissed and you want to drink the problems away. And you don't have anybody here that you need to impress in the North. You have an impression as part of your backstory, right? It's the South that you really want to leave your impact with. And also while you're drinking and in your kind of like stupor to contemplate the significance of what had just transpired. Yay. Flashing forward to the next day, obviously Tessel still has research and whatnot being done at the libraries that he had paid for. That has not yet been completed, but something he's looking to get his hands on soon. He has a whole new outfit. Been properly bathed and whatnot to wear his new outfit to prepare for the next day's activities or whatever. And
question: when is me and Throne's duel gonna happen? We kind of did we ever officially say we're gonna have a fight? Like no,
no, it was never
he's
official.
a coward.
No, never official. And then Jake, your character obviously wakes up.
Don't be so quick to rush into duel cell. Remember what happened last
I
time.
beat his ass. Okay. Every single time I fight someone by myself, I win handily. Keep that in mind. Track record, even the elemental. Okay.
So what was I gonna say? You are Jake. Your character wakes up with a booming hangover, but I also imagine that you continue like building friendships and whatnot the next day. Like your clansmen were also with their the members of your clan were also mixing with the members of their clan.
Nice.
We're also mixing with the members of their clan their clans, and just like really building some like good relationships and morality and like arm wrestling and like the typical like kind of camaraderie being built up. You can imagine there's like some broken fingers, black eyes, whatever it is on multiple sides, but just kind of like really playing up the ferocity of what makes you the kind of stuff that's supposed to be choked down in the north. You guys bring it out of them. Every group of friends always has that one buddy. We're gonna say is Joey. When Joey comes to the party, things always get a little bit more rowdy than they would have otherwise. Like if Joey wasn't there, it would have been like a fun party. People would have drank, would have, been a little crazy, whatever. But then Joey shows up and things just kind of like go up a couple more levels. I can imagine Clan Densho is the Joey, or the Tony, if you will. So anyways, your clans actually continue your successors from the night beforehand, is what I'm saying. Nick, I imagine that your character also continues wanting to meet with what's her name, but that's going to be kind of like down to the south. So maybe continuing to find out whatever information you can about the clan that you intend to hunt down. Maybe your friends intend to hunt them down as well. I'm not entirely sure. But also you eventually do want to meet up with the other one to kind of give you some details. The clan that you would be meeting up with here wouldn't be Kagong again. It would actually be... I don't think I ever got a name for LD, by the way. I don't think LD ever gave me a name to the other clan.
He did. You missed it. I got it. I wrote it down.
Oh, cool. If you could just paste in chat for me so I can use it. Thank you. I will take that. It's actually going to be, my apologies, it's actually going to be specifically Clan Ting Chang again, because they were amicable to you and they would have been amicable to other peoples as well, and being planes and whatnot. So it was going to be the person from Ting Chang that you had met with beforehand is going to tell you that they have somebody that'd be interested in this dealing. Because remember, with Ting Chang, you had made dealings with them before about potentially doing trading about the wood. So they're just kind of like forwarding the message along of, hey, if you're looking for trade, we might work with you, but somebody else actually might as well. So I want to introduce you to a friend of mine. So you could actually have that later on that next day. But before I go into later on that next day, if there's anything earlier in the day you want other characters to do, I'll give you a moment to answer before I move on.
No.
Anybody else? No?
No, I have a plan
No.
at some point in Kajixi, but not now.
Okay. Then in that case, I'm going to say, Nick, your character is going to go meet with the Clan Ting Chang and to meet with them there. And they inform me that they have an ally who would be very interested in purchasing a commatory, breeding rights, so on and so forth, whatever it might be, that they could possibly use to enhance their own commatory abilities. And they actually choose to meet with you. So when you go and meet with the member of Tang Chang, the person that you have meeting at the same time, so you're going to meet with them, so on and so forth, kind of like outdoor setting. The person that comes walking up is, funny enough, your friend from last night. The whoever that woman was, the member of Clan Atlan.
Interesting. So, if it isn't the pretentious.
So
Southern
she comes walking up, and when she comes walking up, she'll come up to you, and she'll say, "So, do you want to speak first?" And you say,
I let her talk first.
"Okay." She says, "Naren, we meet again."
Yes. I guess we do. So you're looking for a northern commatory, I see.
I wasn't aware that you were the person that's had the commatory everybody speaks so well of. Now I understand why you discuss your prowess and your ability to, so your prowess on the plains.
Yes, well, as you said, these commatory, they just come and they lie at my feet, you see. So how does everyone not have such magnificent animals?
Are you offended when I draw the differences between the North and the South? Everybody knows that the South is where true difficulties lie. You can choose to find difficulties in the north. As a warlord, I imagine you do as such. You do have a bordering clan. She looks towards the mutual ally of yours and says, no offense, because they are very much in the middle. That's one of the safest places. So there are different challenges that you might face than perhaps somebody does in the south, but every waking moment is a challenge in the south. But we don't need to rehash this again, do we?
No. No, you see, I need to be convinced on why it is I should sell breeding stock to the Southern Horde.
She nods and says, because the horde traveling, well, you said the Southern Horde. Yeah, she says, because the horde traveling far is beneficial.
But how far and where is the Horde traveling to?
That's not my decision to make. Not yet, at least.
Ah, yes. Well, since I don't know in which direction the arrow flies, I think I'd rather not be standing tall.
She looks at you and says, are you concerned? I thought you were the warrior that could handle the plans.
I'm a warrior that can handle anything, but I'm also not an idiot. I think our business is done.
She raises an eyebrow at you and says, you conclude so quickly without knowing what it is that I offer.
You can try.
Shakes her head and says, I am the one seeking to buy goods. I have more to offer than you do.
Yes, I have a feeling that long term, that this exchange won't be equitable.
Keep your commentary and hope that your friend comes through for you. I fear that he won't. The Ashen Orc of old has been laid to rest. They have we have a comfortable orc. It sits in the north. She again turns to the mutual friend of yours with a barely apologetic smile and a nod. She says, may the fires burn bright and guide you in the night. She turns and she walks away, leaving behind again the mutual friend. And they turn to you and they say, the hell happened?
That woman is a pawn of the Southern Hordes that are supposedly threatening to make a push to the north.
They shake their head. They say, you don't know who she is.
I know she's some uppity dog who came spouting insults and making very, very strong claims at last night's gala.
She's the heir to the Atling clan, the clan that was absorbed through marriage, through union. There was really no combat needed to make it happen because of their significance. They're a clan that was known to, say, kindle the fires of the Karuk in the past. They were one of the clans that's led the Horde to the north in the past, closely allied with the Ashen Orc. So when a member of Clan Atlan, even if that is the last remaining one, speaks of the Ashen Orc, that clan knew them better than most others, if not any other.
I battle side by side with the current Ashen Orc.
The times have changed from the
Yes.
days of before.
And that clan is no more. And that is someone simply pandering or looking to stir up the South again. And ask yourself, my friend, when that horde comes, what side of the line are you going to be on?
They'll place a a hand on your shoulder and say, they'll place a hand on your shoulder and say, friend, the coming of the Horde has been talked about every few years for the past near a century. The Horde's not coming. It's whispers of the past.
They say that about the monsters that creep out of Eldamar. And let me tell you, they come. And they come when you least expect it.
Oh. Eldamar maybe has some fight left into it. I say just maybe has some fight left in it. You know, for that problem, you actually should ally with her. You know, Clan Atlan. They bore with them the power of flame. I don't mean magic, of course. There's not much magic that lies in our blood, but they were known to be chanters to Kralien. And Kralien was one to answer their calls. You got a problem with the forests, burn them down.
Well, we are conquering the forests. Slowly but surely. There's no need for that. They're more of an asset as they are. I've seen what's on the other side of Eldamar, or what's on the other side of that line. And believe me when I tell you, we want those trees there.
Kind of just nods. You would obviously know better than them. But nonetheless, I probably wouldn't have pissed her off. She still has friends up here. A lot of them.
That speaks to those friends.
They will kind of like part ways with you. There's no reason to kind of push it any further. All right, cool. Anything else?
I forgot. Is there going to be more events, or are we done?
I really don't see anything else that needs to happen up here in the north, aside from, again, I almost said Neil, Cell getting his the information he was supposed to get, and Jake kind of already did what he needed to. Oh, there was the mechanical benefit that I said that was going to come. So the way that it works in kingdom building, kind of bringing it back to clans for a second. Your clans are going to have some fun soon. Bringing it back to kingdom building. Kingdom building. Edicts. Trade edicts. So the way it typically works with trade edicts is I believe you guys are all so there's different types of trade edicts that you can have. You can only maintain one of each individual one. There's food, goods, luxuries, and raw materials. I think there's been bots coming in. That's why I keep getting distracted. I just keep like looking over and feeling like I see bot activity. And I'm trying to be like, because you know what's been happening lately. So that's one of the reasons why I got distracted earlier, is I set up my thing that if I had to quickly switch it over to sub-only mode, I could. You know what I mean? But either way, so there's food, goods, luxuries, and raw materials. You have to have a minimum number of XYZ to even be able to establish a trade route to take benefits of these. So typically speaking, for you to be able to do the food one, you have to have a grand total of 10 farms or fisheries. So combination farms and fisheries, you have to have at least 10 of those, as well as have like a granary and a stockyard to be able to do a trade edict with that. For goods, you have to have a grand total of 10 guild houses, smithies, shops, trade shops, and tanneries, as well as having a guild hall. I have 10. Thanks, Tyler. Luxuries, you have to have a grand total of 10. And there's going to be alchemists, casters' towers, exotic artisans, herbalists, luxury stores, and magic shops, as well as having a luxury store, right? So clearly goods and luxuries are way out of the realm for you guys. Then the last one, which is raw materials, is 10 mines, quarries, sawmills. You have to have at least one foundry to make this work, right? That's how you're able to do these trades. However, clearly you guys were looking to enhance your ability to pull off some sort of trade with the other people. And so who had the successes here? Jake had success. He went with the closer clans. If I remember correctly, you get more money from people that are far away and less when they're closer. I believe is how the math works out. So Jake Jake was trying to work out some of the closer clans, and he was actually able to reduce with his successes there. He was actually able to reduce the requirement of him being able to pull that off by a little bit for himself. So, except I think he actually already meets the requirement of the number of farms. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me just count this up real quick because I'll change my thing for him in a second. 6, 7. Yeah, he actually already has 10. So he can already do that. He just needs to have
He has both, I think. He has a granary and a stockyard.
does he have a stock? I think his stockyard's still being built.
No, he
I
has
have a
stockyard.
stockyard already.
Oh,
I don't have a granary.
So he just needs the granary. Sorry, I thought you were still gone. So he just needs a granary to be able to pull it off, and then he can do it. So the way it will work is for the edict that he has to do to pull this off, he's gonna have a modifier to affect this edict. Let me actually open up that sheet really quickly. Does everybody have their actual kingdom sheets open?
I do.
No.
Mm-hmm.
I have to find Clan
What are you
Den
trying to
Show.
do? A trade edict?
Yeah, I gotta look at it. Hold on, I'm gonna open up Den Show right now. It just takes a
DC is
minute.
pretty large.
Yeah, for trade edict. Yep. So if you go into Kingdom Notes and you look at trade edict that we have there, let's see. If you're looking at, let's say, he's looking to do trade, say specifically with he was pretty friendly with Clan Kagong as well, wasn't he? Or is that just Nick?
I think mostly she just spoke with Nick.
So that's 11 hexes away is kind of like what he would have to use there. So let's just go with that one. So for a trade edict, it's the kind of lands that you'd be traveling across. Give me 1 second. It would be all plains. 11 plains you'd be traveling across. So you put here plains. Is there a plains option or is it grassland it's called? It's called grassland. There's no roads. So it's just grassland. 11. So you can see that the DC is a 48 to be able to set that up. The way that DC works for you when you finally come across to do it, it's a typical, so you have to do DC 48, but it's with your actual like kingdom dice, right? Your kingdom modifier dice. So for you specifically, you'd be rolling a plus 32, a plus 36, and a plus 42 against that 48. So that means the hardest roll for you would be a 16 or higher you need to roll. So with the successes you have there, I would say, Jake, in total, for Southern clans you want to set up trade edict with, you could have 2 different plus 5s. Okay?
Yep.
That you're able to do. You can use those all in this first trade edict, or you could save them for the future. Okay? Because you're kind of building relations. Understood? Understood.
Yep.
Cool. That's the same thing for Nick as well. Nick is actually specifically with Teng Chang. He was able to set up good relations with Teng Chang. So he would have a single +5 in dealing with Teng Chang, and then dealing with the northern clan to the north that he was hoping to set up as well would also be a +5 he can get up there for his own successes. Tesla, however, was doing something entirely different. Tesla wasn't trying to establish himself in a way to have trade with them, though obviously he does want trade with them, to be clear. He's going to go about that a different way. Right now, he's trying to be seen as an ally to them as individuals. He wants to go more about the path of setting up an embassy, and maybe eventually have more trade, but he has to build up his ability to output first. Go ahead.
You know what I'm looking to do? I'm trying to get become of great renown.
There you go. Nice.
That's my goal. I need it.
Cool. So you cool. So yeah, that's how those kind of dice play out for you. What was the other thing I was saying needs to happen? Tessel, what was the results of your studying? Because I know you wrote that down forever ago when you actually rolled for it. You paid a bunch of shit. Yep.
We didn't roll for that. We just said it would happen because I paid for like a bunch of people.
Okay. And specifically what were you asking for about the clans?
Wait, of the information I was looking for with the sages, you go check our DMs. That's you're gonna get the. It's information about the history of the South from before the Daelish.
Oh, oh, oh,
So,
oh, 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 oh,
Yeah.
oh, oh. I will answer that one afterwards. Then I won't answer that right now.
Yeah,
Which makes
that
sense.
one's.
Yep.
Yeah.
I understand. Cool. All right, awesome. And then that kind of concludes all the stuff up there that you need to take care of. Now, for next week when we play, just to kind of like throw this out there now, for next week when we play, we're gonna have to split this up a little bit because your characters have been gone for, and your characters are still up here for another couple days before you leave too. There's just no other major events that I feel like we really need to showcase. So if we think of anything else, and I imagine we're gonna have some RP as well, with different peoples up here because RP is important. Like for instance, Tesla needs to have more RP with what's her name's father, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's going to take place over the next several days before you go back. But for the next several sessions or a couple sessions, what I should say is that we're going to have to break it up a little bit because on top of kind of like what your characters are doing up here as individuals up here, just like events together, we have to kind of like do your kingdom roles that transpired while you were gone, right? So for that, I kind of want to know who wants to go first next week. Who wants
Normal
to dive
order?
in? What is normal order? Remind me. Been a while.
Me, Nick, Jake. Normal is me, then Nick, then Jake.
You, then Nick, then Jake. Okay.
Cool.
We could do that. That means that most likely next week Jake will just completely have the night off, because
That's cool.
because we're gonna have to do these one at a time. I almost feel like can we reverse the order? Because Nick tends to go to bed earlier, so that next week we can actually have Nick go first. So after he's done, he can actually go to bed a little bit earlier, and then I can pull you on a little bit later, and then because it should only be about half a session, I think, for each, kind of going forward. Does this sound
That
fair?
works. Helps Nick out. I'm a young man.
Yeah,
I support this. Yes.
I'm older than Nick. So anyways, the other thing to say too is I was talking to chat before. I don't remember if it was text or verbal or whatever it was, about in the future doing a little bit of like individual sessions with each of you guys on the occasion. So not just the thing that we have coming up next week, but like in the near future, I actually kind of want to do occasionally like half sessions, just like solo, if not full sessions solo, to like really give you time to kind of dive into your own nation and individually handle some stuff that's there without the other two kind of like sitting there twiddling their thumbs the whole while, because it might be stuff they're not interested in kind of like hearing or it doesn't affect them. But also to give you some more time to like really interact with your NPCs because of the solo questy kind of things to do with them, right? And chat seemed to respond to that well. And I think each of you would also kind of like some of that stuff too. So, everybody likes a solo session, right?
I love solo sessions. Okay, no one can complain about me using luck or talking. It's great.
Cool. We also need to do a poll to see who gets the new second level NPC. Now, Joey, remind me, aren't there currently 2 second level NPCs that are owed? I believe there are.
I want to say I've never gotten one of these commanders. Okay.
Stop whining.
I'm just being honest. That hasn't happened yet. Okay.
All right, commander time. Except I wrote Calm Natter. Should probably cool. So we're gonna do Nick, Jake. Cool. Awesome. Ready? We got a 1-minute poll going on now to who gets the commander from tonight. Boom. Go, baby. So part of these solo sessions too, and the reason why they might stretch out to a full session for when we do solo ones, not this upcoming week, but like the next time we do them, is I really want the ability for you guys to kind of like sit there and knuckle down with like what your plans are with your state, talking about it live, getting ideas from chat, role playing with your different NPCs that you have that kind of like serve you, and like the various other things that you guys can do. We're gonna need a hard swing towards Jake or Nick, please. Hard swing. Who's gonna go all in?
Complaining works first.
Huh?
I know I said complaining works.
And
Hard swing.
Yeah, Jake's winning.
Hard swing. There we go. Thank you for the hard swing. Appreciate it.
Hilarious.
Appreciate it.
I have more commanders than I can throw a stick at.
That's
Can I get
okay.
your commander?
Is there a cap? Is this supposed to be a 5 commander cap or some shit like that?
You can
I
only
don't
have.
know.
Like,
I have like 10 commanders.
No.
I think it's reasonable. You can only have as many as your general.
You need to give me the character sheet so I can put them on it.
You have the character sheet.
No, I don't.
Oh yeah.
So I'm going to give you a character sheet for this upcoming commander. One that just came in. This is level 2 comm for Verix. 1 second. Okay. Boom. All right. You guys really want to cap out at this before you kind of like stop here. So let me know if you ever hit 5. All right, we're gonna do this again. Let's roll pool. So this is a level 2 commander. Random extra cap. All right, 1 minute vote starting now. Go for it, boys and girls. Talking to you, V-Sword. Why aren't you voting? Probably because you're not here. Vid?
Let's say Vid's here too. Come on. I don't think VSword is here.
I don't know if V-Sword is or not. Vid's got to be here. I assume. I could be wrong.
How many commanders do you have, Jake?
Come on, guys. Double or nothing. Let's cap Jake
Pretty
off.
sure I have like 5.
Is that
Yeah.
5? Count it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Are we counting follower commanders? I assume, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You want all of your commanders to be So who's getting this one? You want to give it to Nick? Let's give Nick another commander. He's about to go hunt somebody important. Let's give Nick a commander. He's about to do a big hunt. Help him out.
I think we're doing this together. I'm not
Help
sure
him
what
out.
the plan of this is.
Nick needs it. Big hunt.
This
You
is
just want
true.
me-
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
Knight coming in clutch with the win for Jake.
That doesn't. That Knight could have voted for Nick or Cell.
Mm.
I don't know about that.
That's hilarious.
Does that mean double or nothing? It's a level 4 commander. Wow, cool. Thanks, Scott.
No, that's not how it's happening.
Thank you.
Oh dang,
just
that
gonna
would have been cool.
Stack the
actually.
levels.
Okay.
Do it again. Double or nothing. Get level 8 commander.
All right. So, and then there's also an old ode level 1 commander, and then that catches up the ones that were owed to you guys from before.
Do you even want a level 1 commander?
It's better than not having a commander.
That's fair,
Wow.
but
Now I want Cell to have that level 1 commander.
they can just leave.
Let's see. So Jake, you have 5, right?
Yeah, I do. I probably have 6 now. The same.
Okay. Once everybody's at 5, we can start using it to potentially level up the leveled commanders.
That'd be
Um,
nice.
That would be good.
Okay. And you guys the vote started, so you can go right ahead. Get that done. We all know what vote we should be doing here. Option C is the best option, and I don't mean Celsior. He's A. Come on.
I mean, it makes sense. I have the highest grade out of the 3 options.
Can we get some Daelric pop dropped on option C? Come on, chat. Daelric pop dropped on option C, and I might throw an emote in there. Actually, I have 5 emotes I've been sitting on for forever. I just haven't had time to load them in. I gotta find out how I'm gonna put them in too. So it's 'cause I got
Can
discouraged when
I,
that artist took like 17 years, and then I just been sitting on them since because I'm an idiot. What's up?
can I do some shopping that doesn't have to be on stream?
Yeah, you're up north, man.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't forget, you're getting a ticket written towards you. All right. So, and I do want
What?
to say, what?
The damages?
So, and I do want to say that we are actually ending the stream an hour early tonight, but not because of anything specific campaign wise, because there's totally more stuff we could do right now. It's tomorrow's Aurora's literally first day of school as a kindergartner, and I gotta go and drop her off because she literally was crying tonight, nervous right before I get when I joined onto the call. I intended to be back down here with you guys sooner because I left and I intended to come right back, but she was crying because she was so nervous she couldn't fall asleep, and she was crying because she couldn't fall asleep. It became this whole thing. And she has to be in school at 7:15, 7:20 in the morning. So I have to leave for a kindergartner, not high school, a kindergartner. So so we have to leave at 7 a.m. So I got to go try to get some Z's because after I drop her off, I'm going to I got to make sure I give you guys character sheets for that. Actually, I'm just going to duplicate this other one. Soon as I was saying, I got to go and get some sleep because I have to go to work all day afterwards. Scroll roll 20. Come on. Roll 20 is really slow at responding to applications. Oh,
True.
wait, what did I just duplicate? What am I even doing right now? I'm duplicating something that doesn't even matter.
It makes you feel better. I've had companies get back to me after anywhere from 3 weeks to 2 months. So.
Okay, and there's gonna be level 1 commander, which is going to sell, I believe.
Yeah.
It's
Level
almost like a
1 boy.
spit in the mouth that they
Yeah,
um,
they gave it to me.
yeah. I know, is that
my,
funny?
My last 2 jobs, I got rejected, I think 3 times before they actually hired me. And I thought it was kind of funny. So like, haha, that desperate, huh? Just kidding.
Oh, it's actually funny. All right, cool. So I'm going to bounce out of here for the night. Thank you guys so much. There is one more thing to touch on for chat. Remember how I talked about, let me just double check something real quick, make sure we're clear. Make sure we're safe. Remember how we talked about doing a thing around my birthday time? With the double daddies for the full week to raise for something specific for somebody who's specific. Turns out that person's friends and family in the off the internet worlds already did that and then some with a Switch and a laptop and all sorts of other stuff already. So, and I've been trying to communicate with them, but they've actually been working a lot right now because shielding ended. They've been working a lot and they haven't worked in over a year. So they've been tired on top of, all the medical stuff as well. So I haven't really been able to get much communication, but so I'm like, oh, that was kind of already taken care of. I guess I waited too long to talk to his girlfriend about that. Oops. So I'm gonna try to see if there's something else I can do in that scenario. I'll see if I can find out this week and kind of keep everybody posted as to what the option would be. But I would still like to try to do something for the kid. So, anyways, I will catch you all Wednesday morning at the usual time. I am good to go. And don't forget, starting this Thursday, if you're a subscriber on YouTube,
Unlikely at this point.
expect just be ready for it. I'm just gonna do a tidal wave. It's gonna be 48 hours of hell just to get it in there.
Just turn off the notification.
Just 48 hours of hell sometime in the next week. I'll be uploading everything on Thursday. Just expect it not to be fun. I might trickle it in there. I might.
No, just dump it, dude. Just so you don't forget about it. Just dump it.
Right? Should I just dump it instead of try to schedule it all out there in a clean way? Just 48-hour dump all the videos. And then, lose half my subscribers again. I have to check right before we leave. I have to check what the subscriber count currently is. YouTube.com.
LD, if he does it one a day, he'll forget about it within a week.
Well, no, I preload it to do that.
Oh, okay.
Did I ever stay over 2,000? I don't think I did. Oh, hey, I'm at 2027.
Let's try to make that, boys.
Let's see if we can stay above 1950. If we title label, let's see if he can stay above 1950.
That's
That'd,
it.
that'd be a victory. Not all at once, because you have to have it so they fall into the correct order on playlists. So like half-hour gaps between them, sure, but not like all at once. All right. Anyways, thank you guys so much. Cell, Nick, Jake, anything you care to say on the way out or no?
No, been playing a lot of the new Pathfinder game. I like it
haven't
a
even
lot.
gotten it yet.
It's really good. The game is more challenging than Kingmaker throughout. I like it a lot.
Actually, same. I've been playing too. I'm not that far in though.
I'm just about at the end of the second act, so
Oh, jeez, no.
I have like 30 hours in the game or something.
I've got like 6 hours maybe, and like I've died without saving quite a few times already. So,
I have 36 hours in the game.
Smash that Q button, baby.
wow.
I'll eventually play it. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things. I'll get around to it. I can't. I'm waiting for Baldur's Gate 3 to come out so I can finally play that. I think I bought that for you last year, didn't I, Nick?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
but it's not coming out until like in 3 years. So,
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, we'll catch you guys later. Thank you so much. Boy.
Bye.
Oh, that reminds me.